Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Friday evening here from Trapper Field in Jamestown. We'll see what part two of the state semifinals has in store with the Beulah Miners at 17-5 on the season, going up against the Central Cass Squirrels, who sit at 20-6. Winner has a championship game with the Kindred Vikings coming up tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Loser will play the Velva Drake Animus Aggies coming up in the third place contest here tomorrow afternoon. We'll take a break when we come back. Starting lineups, opening pitch, that and more are still to come here today in Jamestown.
The City of Hillsborough encourages customers to use electricity wisely through its Bright Energy Solutions rebate program. These rebates help customers save energy and money, improve their comfort, and protect the environment. You can get rebates on Energy Star appliances and lighting, as well as high-efficiency heat pumps and air conditioners. They even have rebates for home electric vehicle chargers. Business customers can receive rebates too. Call the City of Hillsborough for more information or visit brightenergysolutions.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If you can dream it up, we can make it a reality.
Hello, this is Jonathan Olson with Greenworks Landscaping and Fencing.
We can offer you a complete package when it comes to an external look to your property. Paver patios, outdoor kitchens, retaining walls, or fencing. We offer you all that and more.
Our fences are built to last, so you have low maintenance beauty that not only improves the look, but also the value of your home.
To show us your ideas or let us help you design your perfect outdoor sanctuary, check us out on the web at gworkslf.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
As we get ready for our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. The Beulah Miners at 17-5 on the season, going up against the Central Cass Squirrels, who sit at 20-6. Beulah head coach is Kyle Christensen, while you have on the opposite side Scott Cuss, the head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels. Beulah will roll like this at an 8th grader spot. The shortstop Emma Hager batting leadoff, with Cassie Christensen, the senior center fielder, batting second. Addie Dale Geiger, the senior pitcher, batting third, with Ellie Weiner, the sophomore catcher, batting fourth. Clara Hager, the sophomore third baseman, batting fifth, with Peyton Horning, the sophomore right fielder, batting sixth. Carly Merck, the junior designated player, batting seventh, with Blake Winkler, the 8th grade first baseman, batting eighth, and Hadley Ost, the junior second baseman, batting ninth, with Nora Newman in the flex position. Parkhouse in left field with Gunnifson in center. Halverson stands in right. Bussey over at first base with Flanagan at second. Sherwhite will be at shortstop. Stieg at third. Aspen Preen behind the plate. And Mitchell will be in the circle here today for Central Cass. That's our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. We'll take a break. When we come back, opening pitches next between the Squirrels and the Miners for the state semis on your liveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank. Strong bank, strong communities.
As we head to the top of the first inning here between the Beulah Miners and the Central Cass Squirrels, it's our final game of day number 2 here on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll have coverage of the Consolation Championship tomorrow with the Thompson Tommies. It'll be roughly at around 11:15, 11:30. They'll go up against the Lax Burlington, Lewis and Clark, and then from there we'll have the championship game with the Vikings at 4:30. It's just a matter of who they'll play with Central Cass. If the Squirrels win, we'll have that one from the Central Cass perspective. If they lose, we'll have the third place game then against the Velvet Drake Animus alongside Aggies. Well, for the Beulah Miners, looking to see if they can make their way into a state championship game. It's the same for the Central Cass Squirrels. After the Vikings won, 13 of 14 years that either the Vikings or the Squirrels have played in the state championship. And if these two teams meet up again, it'll be on top of that 12 of 14 years that one of them will win a championship. Opening pitch here, bottom of the hour at 7:31. Mitchell against Emma Hager, and we're off and running in the second semifinal as this one is going to be called a strike at 7:31. It's 0-1 here to Hager. The 8th grade shortstop will come up to the plate. Hager 1 of 3 so far here for the Beulah Miners at the plate in the state tournament. As this one will work outside for a ball. It's 1-1. First time we've seen Whitney Mitchell in the circle here for the Central Cass Squirrels here in the state tournament. But a very quality player who was part of a Central Cass team that gave up 0 runs in the Region 1 softball tournament. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Hager, Christensen, and Dale Geiger again for the Beulah Miners here top third of the lineup. Beulah in their all-black attire. The dark blue numerals outlining gold with Miners across the front. Central Cass Squirrels and Mitchell. 4th pitch of the at-bat, the 1-2. That'll work out of the zone now, 2-2. Central Cass in their red attire. Squirrels across the front in black with the black numerals outlined in white. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Emma Hager as Mitchell has a 2-2 offering. This will be head on the ground up the first base side. Bussey will play it, take it 3 and assisted 5 pitches. Hager's retired, and there's one down to open up this contest as it goes to Cassie Christensen. Christensen, a senior center fielder, will come in here as Christensen went 0 for 3 at the plate yesterday in their win here for the Beulah Miners. Taking a look at Mitchell here this season coming into the state tournament. 100 innings in the circle here for Whitney. As Christensen takes a ball outside for a ball. Whitney, 100 innings, 16-2 record here for the Squirrels with a 1.75 earned run average with a 192 batting average here in the circle. So hits have been few and far between against Mitchell here this season. Here's the 1-0. Good spot for a strike. It's 1-1. On top of that, 157 walks to 157 strikeouts to 38 walks here for Mitchell in the circle. 1 ball and 1 strike as it goes to Cassie Christensen. And she will take a strike. It's 1-2. Aspen Preen behind the plate. Stieg over at third with Sherwhite at shortstop. Flanagan at second base and Bussey at first. As this one works out of the zone, it's 2-2. A pleasant afternoon into evening, 71 degrees. Not expecting any more rain today, but we are expecting rain sometime potentially tomorrow and some wind conditions in the low 70s. Here's the 2-2 to Christensen. Popped up in the air, out of play, and we'll do it all over again here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Winner of this game makes their way into the state championship tomorrow where the Vikings await. If the Squirrels win, it'll be an all Region 1 showdown and the same that we saw back in 2024 here in Jamestown. Here's the 2-2 from Mitchell. Just off the plate. If you're a fan of Central Cass, you were waiting for that arm to go up, but nothing was granted. It's 3-2. Hager worked a 2-2 count. Christensen works a 3-2 count here on Mitchell. The payoff pitch. 3-2 fouled off, and we'll do it all over again here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Also going on right now, it's the state semifinals for baseball. Joel Ansello on the call for us on yourliveevent.com for that game. We'll get you a score from Jack Brown Stadium in a moment. 3-2 pitch, popped and hit foul again. Bottom of the second inning, it's the Kindred Vikings 2, Valva-Drank-Adamus, the Aggies scoreless. And into the bottom of the second inning in that state semifinal, just a few blocks south of us here in Jamestown. The 3-2 pitch on the way. Fouled again. Cassie Christensen having a long at-bat here for the senior with her head coach and her dad up the third baseline, and Kyle Christensen giving him some words of advice and applause. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Hit on the ground past Mitchell. That'll go to the shortstop and through the 5-hole of Sherwhite. That'll be an error on Sophie. Beulah gets the first base runner of the game. Got by Mitchell's glove, and then as Sherwhite was going to play the hop, just went underneath the glove, and now it goes to Addie Delgeiger. Addie Delgeiger, an awfully prolific hitter here for the Beulah Miners. As Delgeiger, 1 of 2 at the plate, nearly had a home run yesterday to right, and the Miners went over Thompson with a walk. An extra base hit, runner at first here for the Miners. Mitchell, we'll see this out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Winnie Mitchell, the junior here for Central Cass. The Squirrels, lofty expectations coming in this season. They're 1 game away from trying to get to their ultimate goal. That's a state championship, but you got to win the semifinal to get there. The 1-0 pitch, we call the strike. It's 1-1. And all of a sudden, the team that awaits you is your rival. As the Squirrels have 7 championships in program history. The defending state champs, the Vikings, with 4, and they won it 2 years ago here over Central Cass in Jamestown. The 1-1. Hit on the ground up the first base side, foul. It's now 1-2. And going through again, they've combined now to play in 13 of 14 state titles between the Squirrels and the Vikings. They've won 11 of 13 state championships. Parkhouse and Zimmerman pitched yesterday. First time we're seeing Whitney Mitchell here in the circle. The 1-2 Up out of the zone. Dale Geiger doesn't chase that rise ball. Now 2-2. Central Cass came in as the 1 seed. Beulah Miners the 4 seed. The 2 seed was just knocked off about a half hour ago against the unseeded Vikings. Here's the 2-2. Dale Geiger pops this one up out of play and will do it all over again. Well, one thing that Beulah is doing, forcing Whitney to throw a lot of pitches early on in the top of the first. Emma Hager, a 2-2 count. Christensen, a bunch of fouls after working it to 3-2, got on base with the air. Now able to see another 2-2 count here to Dale Geiger. This one will miss low. It's 3-2. So back-to-back full count pitches here for Central Cass. Weiner due up next, Sinclair Hager. And Dale Geiger will be in the circle for the Miners when the Squirrels come to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. Payoff pitch by Mitchell. Runner's going to go. Here's a swing in the air deep to left. This one going back and off the wall. Christensen going to make her way to third base. Good throw by Parkhouse and nearly got the runner. Dale Geiger will ring in a double off the fence. Runners at second and third, an extra base hit. And the Beulah Miners threatening here in the top of the first inning. Dale Geiger with a really good at-bat. Hit one deep off the wall to left, and now it goes to Ellie Widener. As Scott Koss comes on and talks it over with the infield and the outfield on where they should be located, in particular where you're going to go if something's hit on the ground with a runner at third base and one down as Weiner steps up. And then Dale Geiger over at second. Here's the pitch. That'll miss off the plate. It's 1-0. Well, the first semifinal went 2 hours and 59 minutes. Well, that took 11 innings. See how long this one has in store for us. There is lights here in Jamestown if needed. The 1-0 popped up, out of play, foul. It's 1-1. Thompson lost in the third on the semifinals to Park River, so they'll play for third at the state tournament. Just a matter of who they'll play against. We'll have that for you tomorrow afternoon at about 3:30 for the first pitch. 1-1. That'll miss up and in. It's now 2-1. Fourth batter is Weiner at the plate here for the Miners so far in this state tournament. And she's gone 1 of 3 with a run scored and a strikeout here for Weiner in at the plate. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Weiner takes a strike. Good spot for Mitchell. Now 2-2. From Trapper Field in Jamestown, North Dakota, it's the state softball semifinals, Class B variety here on YourLiveEvent.com. There's a 2-2 coming by Mitchell. Off-speed pitch, got her out just in front, but fouled it off as Weiner, and she's able to spill that particular pitch, and we'll have it at 2-2 yet again. As a handful of softballs were coming up from the first base dugout. That looked like the 4th of July with a scatter drill with the fireworks. Everyone trying to get out of the way as Aspen Preen and our home plate umpire kind of were going left and right. Regardless, got enough softballs now to resume business here. Here's a 2-2 to Weiner. Righty-righty matchup. Mitchell with the pitch. 2-2, strike 3, looking, painted the corner. Weiner is retired, and there's 2 down. First strikeout for Mitchell. So Dale Geiger stands at second. Christensen over at third after the error. And now it goes to Clara Hager. As Hager, 1 of 2 with a run driven in the Miners' win over the Thompson Tommies yesterday in the quarterfinals. Seen some good close softball here with a handful of games where it's kind of been a 10-run rule. It's been one way or the other. As this one goes foul, it's 0-1. Through the state softball tournament, sometimes there starts to be a developing theme, and the theme has been it's either been tight or it's been a blowout. Nothing really in between. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, doesn't matter. That's one going to be called a strike, or no, it's a ball. We'll see if they're going to appeal. Yes, she did go through the zone. It's 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Aggies with a 10-run rule over Glenburn. Kindred won by 2 of the Lakers. Squirrels with a 10-run rule over Pembina County North, and Beulah 1-1 over Thompson. That was the first day. Second day, it's been equally similar. 0-2 pitch for Mitchell to Clara Hager. Strike three, looking, and Mitchell back-to-back Ks to get out of the side. No runs on a hit, an error, and 2 runners left. We'll talk about the games that happened earlier today when we come back next on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Beulah scoreless, Central Cass coming to the plate.
Life moves fast, but your mind doesn't always have to. Practicing mindfulness, even for a minute, can help you stay calm and focused. Try noticing your breathing, paying attention to your surroundings, or taking a moment to reset before a test or a practice. Set goals that matter to you, celebrate small wins, and don't forget to take a break from screens. Your brain needs downtime just as much as your body does. Mental health isn't one big choice. It's a bunch of small ones you can make every day, and you're capable of all of them. Go Tommies!
Hi, Sonia from the Lighting Gallery and Decor. We're so much more than just lighting.
Step into a space where your home starts to come together. From custom furniture and curated decor to a personalized design guidance, we help you create a space that feels warm, layered, and uniquely yours. Whether you're starting fresh or finishing the details, we're here to bring your vision to life.
I invite you to stop in. I think you'll be wowed.
As we enter the bottom of the first inning, earlier today, Des Lacs, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark with a 13-2 win over Glenburn in 5 innings. Harper Feller went 2 for 3 with 3 RBI. And then Thompson won in the 7th, 7-6 over Pembina County North. Kaya Hurst with a 2-run homer, went 2 of 4 with 3 runs scored and 2 runs driven in. And the Vikings won 5-3 over the Aggies in 11. Janet Tazarek went 3 of 6 at the plate with 2 RBIs and a run scored. So we've seen 3 10-run rules, and then from there, we've had 4 games that have gone within 2 or 1 runs. So that's what we're talking about. It's either been a blowout or it's been right down to the wire. 1 ball, no strikes to Sophie Sherwhite here. Sherwhite will dig in. 0 of 2 at the plate in the tournament with 2 runs scored and 2 walks, and Sherwhite hits one down the left field line foul. It's 1-1. Well, for Addie Dale Geiger, 7 innings of work in their win over Thompson. 5 hits, 1 run, 5 walks, and 9 strikeouts. The biggest stat was she left 12 runners on base with 7 in scoring position for Dale Geiger yesterday. The 1-1. Sherwhite hits one up the third base side. That'll go foul right through the 5-hole of Scott Kost over at third base. Also keep you apprised of what's going on in Minot for the state softball tournament in the A. Central Cass went 8 of 23 at the plate in their win over Pembina County North with 7 runs driven in, 13 runs scored, 9 walks, and 1 strikeout. Dale Geiger swinging a miss with Sherwhite, high riser, and there's 1 down on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. As it goes to Aspen Preen. Preen 1 of 3 here in the tournament with 2 runs scored and a walk. Senior catcher. We'll keep you apprised what's going on out in Minot as well. Preen takes up for a ball. It's 1-0. Dickinson defeated Mandan in the first semifinal 4-3. So the Mavericks moving to the state championship. They'll play the winner of Williston or Horace. Preen hits a fly ball deep to right. Carrying to the track, looking up. That ball is gone. A home run. Aspen Preen. How do you do? With a homer. Aspen Preen on a 1-0 count launched one in the air to right field for the round tripper. Right in front of some of these Central Cass faithful out in right. It's a home run for the Squirrels, and they take the early 1-0 lead on Addie Dale Geiger and the Beulah Miners. Off the sound of the bat, it just sounded good by Preen as she barreled it up. There's a swing down the right field line, slicing foul here for Whitney Mitchell. It's 0-1. State A softball tournament. Again, Dickinson with the win over Mandan. State A baseball tournament semifinals. Fargo South over West Fargo, 11-4 for the Bruins. As this one hops to Mitchell. Whitney Mitchell, couple of extra base hits. Went 3 for 4 with a triple, a double, and a single. She's a homer away from the cycle here in the tournament. 2 runs with 4 runs driven in. The 1-1 out of the zone. It's now 2-1. Well, from the Squirrels' perspective, they scored 6 runs in the first inning against Pembina County North, but it was because of 6 walks where 5 of them came in to score. The 2-1, well out of the zone with Dale Geiger. It's 3-1. They just had 2 hits yesterday in the first inning, scoring 6 runs, but walks can haunt, and that's exactly what happened for the Grizzlies. Squirrels lead it by 1 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Dale Geiger throws. Mitchell will take a 5-pitch walk. Runner at first is Mitchell as it goes to Brady Bussey, the senior first baseman. As Bussey will dig in, batting from the right-handed side. Bussey, the senior, a all-region selection and a Shield Softball All-Star Series selection here this season for Scott Koss and the Squirrels. Bussey will take one for a ball. It's 1-0. Bussey 2 of 3 at the plate at the tournament with a run scored and 1 walk here for Bussey. Nice crowd that continue to file on in for this second semifinal. 1-0 pitch is laced in the air, and that'll be for it. Basic gets by the left fielder, Newman. Mitchell round second, on her way to third. Here comes the throw, slide in safely. So a single by Bussey, the air that allows them to move up an extra 60 feet. Second hit of the inning, and Dale Geiger right now has got a bear down here for the Beulah Miners. As it goes to Ryer Zimmerman, the senior designated player in the Squirrels. Swinging the ball, swinging the bats really good right now with Preen and Bussey. Both were barreled up and on a line somewhere. Zimmerman, the senior designated player. First pitch will take a strike. 0-1. For Zimmerman, 1 of 3 in the tournament with a run driven in, a run scored, and a walk. Here's the 0-1 here for Dale Geiger. Missed in the zone and going fishing with Zimmerman. It's 0-2. Good block by Widener behind the plate. Newman in left with Christensen in center. Horning again in right for the Miners. Clara Hager at third. Here's the 0-2. This one will miss. Now 1-2. As the 1-2 pitch hit up, Dale Geiger going to look back. The runner throws to third. Got her in a pickle quickly, but coming in and scoring is the runner from third. Whitney Mitchell comes in to score from third base. Bussey will stay put, and Zimmerman will reach base on a fielder's choice. 2-love in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels. Emma Hager over at shortstop. And from there, you have Hadley Ost at second. This one misses to Kaylee Halverson. It's 1-0. Winkler at first. And going back to that play, Zimmerman put the ball in play. Dale Geiger spun, looked at the runner Mitchell, threw behind her, and Whitney came in and scored at home. Check swing. This one goes up the first base side foul. It's 1-1 for the Squirrels. 6 batter to the plate here in the inning. Halverson 0 for 2 in the tournament with a run, scored, a walk, and a strikeout. Squirrels, though, jumping on Dale Geiger and the Miners early here, bottom of the first inning. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss out of the zone. It's 2-1. And a lineup here for Central Cass that is very potent, and it has the opportunity to put up crooked numbers up on the board in a hurry. 2-1 pitch. This one popped in the air to the shortstop. Bussey gets back to second base. Halverson is retied on a little pop-up, and there's 2 down. So Bussey at second, Zimmerman at first. Now it goes to Maddie Stieg. Maddie 0 for 1, but with 2 runs driven in and a run yesterday scored in their win over Pembina County North. State semifinals, the winner to play the Vikings tomorrow afternoon. This one up and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Stieg trying to see if she can put one in play for the 7th batter of the inning here for Central Cass. The 1-0 pitch popped up over the press box, and we'll have it at 1-1. Softball action started at 11 o'clock this morning here in Jamestown for the first of 4 games, and it's going to go well past the 8 and maybe the 9 o'clock hour as this one rolls in and almost hits Stieg. on the bounce. 2 balls and 1 strike. 195 around the ballpark here in Jamestown for that outfield wall, a 6-foot-high fence. The 2-1 upcoming is Del Geiger working here against Stieg. Swing and a miss. It's now 2-2 for the Miners. They'll have Horning, Merck, and Winkler due up here. 6, 7, and 8 batters for Beulah. The 2-2. Missing low. Now 3-2. Second 3-ball count for a Central Cass batter. And everybody will be off and running with Bussey at second, Zimmerman at first. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down here in the first inning. 3-2 pitch, and on the ground, that'll go to the third baseman. It'll roll, and Clara Hager will take it there. 5 unassisted, but 2 runs come across for Central Cass on 2 hits, an error, and 2 runners left, as Aspen Preen had the solo home run that Mitchell came in. A little fielder's choice play. It's 2-love in favor of Central Cass as we make our way to the top of the second inning on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Imagine your life in Hillsboro, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsboro, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsboro has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsboro, where small-town living means big opportunities.
Top of the second inning, we go Horning, Merck, and then Winkler. Winchell on for her second inning of work. This will miss for a ball. It's 1-0. On for the Beulah Miners at the plate here again is Peyton. Peyton 1 of 3 in their game against Pembina County North. At the plate, here's the 1-0 offering from Mitchell. That'll miss for a ball. It's 1-1. As the Miners went 6 of 23 in their win against Thompson, with 2 runs scored, a run driven in, 1 walk, and handful of strikeouts against Abby Olson in the circle. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Popped up down the first base side. Bussey chasing, but runs out of room, and that one will go out of play. It's going to be 1-2. Monk due up next, that is, and then Winkler. The Beulah Miners won state title in program history back in 2023. They defeated the Thompson Tommies up in Minot 5-3, and they made a state appearance 6 consecutive years here for Beulah at the state softball tournament, dating back to 2021. The 2-1 fisted. This one goes foul, and we'll keep it. Now to a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Mitchell looks down at the wristband, trying to see where she can attack Horning here after having back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the first. This one missing, though, now 3-2. If you're just joining us, Beulah left 2 runners on in scoring position with 1 down after Widener and Clara Hager struck out. Looking. There's the 3-2 pitch from Mitchell. Hit on the ground. This one will be a C&I single into left. The Beulah Miners and Peyton Horning get aboard here with a 1-out single to open up the top of the second inning. As Carly Monk, the junior designated player, will step into the plates. And Carly, the junior, 1 of 2 with a strikeout in their win against the Thompson Tommies in the quarterfinals yesterday. Runner at first is Peyton Horning. As Whitney Mitchell takes a look at the dugout, gets the sign, looks at the wristband. Praying him. Reminding everybody, might be a throw down a second if needed. Mitchell delivers. This one will miss in for a ball. It's 1-0. Beulah in this first inning, again, has taken a lot of pitches and adding that into the second with Peyton Horning after working the count full. Now falling behind is Mitchell against Monk. The 1-0. Preem bluffs the throw back. It's going to be low for a ball now 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. As Mitchell, we're going to find the strike zone here against Carly. 2-0 pitch, called a strike. It's now 2-1. For the Miners, game number 23 of the season, 17 wins and 5 losses for the Squirrels. Game number 27 of the year, 20 wins and 6 losses here for Central Cass. 2-1 pitch, gonna miss outside for a ball. It's now 3-1. Also, if you're a fan of rodeo, check out the Shoots and Boots going on at Essentia Howe Plaza for that contest, or that and rodeo action. 3 balls and a strike here to Carly. 3-1 going to be hit on the ground up the third base side foul as Teague will come in and play it. It's now 3-2. Blake Winkler, the 8th grade first baseman, due up here for the Miners. And with a 3-2 count, we'll see what Coach Christensen wants to do with runner at first. 3-2 by Mitchell. Runner stays put. Swing and a miss. It's a strikeout. Whitney with her third. And there's 1 down here in the top of the second inning. As Blake Winkler will come up to the plate for the 8th grader. 0 for 3 so far in the tournament with a strikeout here for Blake. Batting from the left-handed side is Mitchell, batter number 8 here in the lineup for Beulah. Winkler takes a strike. It's 0-1. Miners sent 5 batters to the plate in the first inning. Squirrels with an Aspen Preen home run. Then Mitchell came in on a fielder's choice to make it a 2-0 Central Cass in the bottom of the first. 0-1 going to be grounded to the third baseman. Stieg will play it, trying to get the lead runner. Throws it into right. As Horning got around third. Here comes the throw of the relay. Not in time. Horning will go first to home. Blake Winkler will reach base on the air. And the Beulah Miners able to get a run across the board. It's 2-1 with 1 down. That'll be the second error here for Central Cass defensively. And for Stieg, you're just trying to get the lead runner at second base, but that throw was behind the second baseman and then just not covered as well with Gunnison and Halverson to quickly get it back in and try to minimize Horning to go from second to home then. Winkler stays put at first base. Throw it across the diamond to get the second out with the runner in scoring position instead. Right now the Beulah Miners put a run up on the board and tying run will be at first base here with Blake Winkler as it goes to Hadley Ost. Ost, the junior, at the plate, 0 for 2 with the run scored so far here for Beulah in the state tournament. 1 down, top of the second in a game that's reached a half hour. As Mitchell in the circle with the pitch. A run in for a ball. It's 1-0 to Hadley Ost. As we reach the top of the hour, 8 o'clock here on YourLiveEvent.com. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 down. And the pitch. I'll miss for a ball. It's 2-0. Update from Jack Brown. The Vikings 9, the Aggies 0. Top of the 4th inning. So the Vikings going to be possibly 10-run rolling the Aggies in state baseball. 2-0 pitches hit up the first base side foul. And look out as that one nearly or might have hit a car. Right on the back of a 4x4 as it's now 2-1. You know when the fans groan a little bit and go ooh and ah, it's never a good thing on a foul ball unless you made a catch. 2-1 pitch and pretty much to the same spot yet again. It'll be now 2-2. Last batter here for Whitney Mitchell for the first time through the lineup card for this Beulah Minor lineup. As Hadley and the rest of this Miners club very similar to the Aggies against Kindred working counts here in this contest. 2-2, that'll run in off the plate now, 3-2. 5th full count here for Mitchell in the circle against a minor batter. Runner at first is Blake Winkler. Here's the 3-2. Hit on the ground, that'll go foul as it hit Hadley Ost in the batter's box. I'll keep it here. As he got a hit it here sign in left center field. Every time Beulah's up, he got a hit here sign held on by a young fan with his dad hoisting the child up above his arm. So it'll be a walk. Ost will draw a walk as Winkler will go to second. Runners at first and second right now for Beulah. First time through the lineup card for Whitney Mitchell. An inning and a third. Just 2 hits against a run that was unearned. That was her first walk, and she does have 3 strikeouts. Goes back to top of the lineup with Emma Hager, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Final in state softball out in the West. Williston heads back to a state championship with a 4-1 win over West Fargo Horace. So the Coyotes have a chance to defend their title in the A as they'll go up against a rival in Dickinson. The 0-1. That'll miss low. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball and 1 strike here to the leadoff batter and the 8th grade shortstop in Emma Hager. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Mitchell looking for a strikeout or something again on the ground here in the game that is starting to drag on a little bit, but give credit because the Miners working at bats right now against Whitney. 1 run across so far on the top of the second. Just off the plate, it's 2-2. Up and out of the zone. Well, if you're Whitney, you'll take that particular spot to try to see if you can get a batter to swing on a 2-strike count. Here's a 2-2 on the way from Whitney. That'll run in. It's now 3-2. Now the 6th full count for a minor batter. As the Miners tying run in scoring position. Go-ahead run stands at first. 3-2 from Mitchell. That'll work outside for a walk. Bases are full. Winkler to third. Ost to second. Hager at first. Bases full and nowhere to put Cassie Christensen. Second walk of the inning and of the game, and Dale Geiger at the on-deck circle. As Mitchell will have to bear down right now with bases full, top of the second inning. The pitch. That'll be a ball. It's 1-0, and these aren't missing by much right now here for Whitney. She's trying to find the zone here for the Squirrels, and if she's missing and you're a minor batter, you're going to go up there and force her to throw a strike or two. 1-0, swung on and fouled, tip in the glove of Preen. It's now 1-1. State softball tournament Vikings waiting to see who they got in the title here tomorrow. Will it either be an East-West showdown or will it be an all-region one affair? The 1-1 here with Mitchell. 1-1, that'll miss out of the zone. It's now 2-1. Runner at third again is Blake Winkler. O stands at second, and Hager over at first. Here's the 2-1. I'll run inside for a ball. It's now 3-1. Fifth batter of the inning that's had a 3-ball count here against Mitchell. A 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 3-2. Christensen and Mitchell here in a battle. Fifth pitch was a swing and a miss. Now we get pitch number 6 here of the at-bat for Whitney. Still just 1 down, bases full. The 3-2 on the way. Takes a walk. This will be a run driven in as Christensen gets the run driven in. Winkler comes in to score, so the error even a little more costly. Elios will go to third base. Emma Hager at second. Christensen with the walk. That'll be the third one of the contest. And now it's a 2-all softball game here in the top of the second inning. So 2s all around with Addie Dale Geiger here at the plate. And we get a quick meeting in the circle brought to you in part by Chris Moen with Nodak Insurance Company, your agents with answers, servicing the Grand Forks and alongside the Lakota area at 701-757-1613. Dale Geiger roped a double to left her last time up that nearly left the yard, and right now there's nowhere to put her, tied at 2 with 1 down here in the second. 7th batter here in the inning. Dale Geiger, a take outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Mitchell, not missing by much, but still being called a ball behind the plate. Here's the 1-0. That'll run in, but be called a strike. It's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Kyle Christensen can't believe it up the third base side as Dale Geiger now with a sort of a 2-0 count here at 1-1. 1-1 pitch goes foul. Dale Geiger hits this off the inside of her foot. It's now going to be 1-2 as the pitcher as well as this one went off her left foot, which is her plant foot as that one goes up left. As Dale Geiger also has a cut in her jersey as well on the left leg. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Dale Geiger going to try to walk this one off here for the Beulah Miners. Has a smile on, which is always a good thing after one that goes off the inner part of that foot and towards that ankle area, as it's now 1-2 here for Mitchell. Jammed her, hit up the third base side. That'll go foul towards the batting cages, and it'll still be 1-2. Stieg, Sherwood, and Parkhouse all gave a chase for it as the outfield is playing deep and nearly towards the wall for Gunnifson, shading Dale Geiger a little bit into left center. Here's the 1-2. Just up and out of the zone, now 2-2. Bases full of Miners, nowhere to put Dale Geiger with Widener on deck. Ain't taking a lot of pitches here from Mitchell. We'll let you know where Whitney is in terms of that pitch count right now. The 2-2 popped up high down the left field line as that'll work towards the concession stand, and that'll be a foul ball. We'll have the 2-2 pitch upcoming against Dale Geiger. We'll spill another Mitchell potential strike 3. Here's a 2-2. High fly ball deep down the line. That one will track, and that ball is gone. A grand slam homer by about a foot at 195. Gets out of the yard, and it's a bases clearing 4-run jack here for Dale Geiger. As Addie Dale Geiger gets a grand slam and drives 4 runs in. Christensen comes in to score. Alongside does Hager. And you get Hadley Ost coming in to score. All the walks come in, and the Beulah Miners have taken a 6-2 advantage. Just like that, the Miners are up by 4 runs. Mitchell, 71 pitches thrown, 41 for strikes so far, and Dale Geiger hit one right down the line. And at about a foot right and a foot up over the wall. This one's going to be called a strike here to Ellie Widener. It's 0-1. Just off the bat, you knew it had a chance. Could it stay fair? And it did, just over the wall at 195 and about a foot above the wall before it went potentially foul. But that was a fair ball. It's 0-1. This one will miss low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Batter number 8 in the inning here for the Beulah Miners. Dale Geiger with her 3rd extra base hit in the tournament. That one was a large one as Central Cass down by 4. This will be a soft off the end of the bat to Bussey for a pop-out. There's 2 down. 5 batters were able to reach base safely on error, 3 walks, and a grand slam. Now it goes to Clara Hager. 0 for 1 with a strikeout, looking as the Squirrels are down by 4. Top of the second inning, still a lot of softball to be had here in Jamestown. Hot shot to the third baseman, Stieg. Clara Hager with a line drive out to retire the side. But for the Beulah Miners, able to put 6 runs across up on the board in the inning, and in doing so on 2 hits, as there was an error and nobody left on base. We played 1.5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. New score, Beulah 6, Central Cass 2 on your liveevent.com.
The Kindred Public School District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
Bottom of the second inning, Central Cass put up 2 runs against Addie Dale Geiger in the first. What can they do here? 8, 9, and 1 batters do up bottom of the second. The pitch by Dale Geiger looking to bunt. Flanagan hits this one foul. It's 0-1. Squirrels 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 runners left on base in inning number 1. What's coming up again is Flanagan. Flanagan 1 of 3 so far in the tournament with a run scored and a run driven in here for the Central Cass products. Gonna send them back to top of the lineup with Sherwhite. Dale Geiger with the pitch. This one will be hit up the third base side, followed by Flanagan. It's now 0-2. Dale Geiger with the grand slam helped her own cause and will be at the plate. But right now, here in the circle, trying to see if she can have a tidy bottom of the second and get those minor bats back up to the plates. Here's the 0-2 offering. That'll miss out of the zone. It's 1-2 for Mitchell. 75 pitches, 44 for strikes. Well, for Dale Geiger so far, this will be her 31st pitch upcoming. She's thrown 16 for strikes. The 1-2. Hit down the left field line, but foul. Not a bad spot for Flanagan, trying to jet it out to left field, and they're shading with Newman a little bit to have that opposite field hitter. It's almost like the Joe Mauer, if you will, where you just knew he was probably going to go oppo. And with Flanagan and her ability to swing the bat and kind of stay late in the zone, she's looking to send one to third or left field, so they're hugging that third base and left field line. The 1-2, missing low in the dirt. It's now 2-2. Straightaway center is Christensen, and then over at first base is Horning. So playing to pull, so a big gap in left center and a little bit of a similar gap in right center. Here's a 2-2 to Keelan. Hit on the ground, this will go to the shortstop. Bobbled there by Emma Hager, picks it up, not going to be in time. Reaching base on the air is Flanagan. Central Cass Squirrels will get a runner aboard to open up the bottom of the second inning. Now it goes to Kara Gunnifson. As Gunnifson here so far at the plate in the tournament. 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk here for Gunnifson. Last batter for Dale Geiger, first time through the lineup card. Dale Geiger, we'll see this runner's going to make her way to second base for Flanagan. She will slide in safely. So the bunt, Gunnifson unable to put that one in play. It's 0-1. And then Flanagan stopped between second and third and forced Weiner to make a play. So Weiner ran up the first base line, and as she ran, that's where Flanagan went to second, able to slide in safely before the tag was applied, and the Squirrels have a runner in scoring position. And now with Gunnifson, if you do have a bunt potential and move the runner up to third base potentially, but Clara Hager playing 25 feet down the third base line as Gunnifson takes a ball. It's 1-1. And because the third baseman is playing up, might allow Flanagan to try to steal into third. So Emma Hager, the shortstop's playing about midway, literally between second and third base here. The 1-1. Gunnifson will see this run in at the zone, at the hands, excuse me. It's now 2-1. Well, the first semifinal game went 11 innings and took 3 hours. This one is only taken 45 minutes, and we haven't even finished 2. Dale Geiger sees this one in the dirt, and sliding in will be Flanagan. Winder blocked it, but did a 360. The softball was in front of her. Now the Squirrels have a runner at third base. This might be a game where first one to 12, 13 wins the way this softball game is brewing right now. 3 balls and a strike with no outs. Runner at third. Gunnifson will take a 5-pitch walk. Kira's got some wheels as she heads to first. So first time through the lineup card, Addie Dale Geiger with 1 inning of work, 2 hits, a run that was earned. I think that 2 runs, 1 that was earned, and then got 2 walks and a strikeout. Foul tipped off the mitt. Sherwhite 0-for-1 with the strikeout here for the Central Cass Squirrels. State semifinals here on yourliveevent.com. Chase Miller with you from Trapper Field, and an overcast and now a cooler evening here in Jamestown. 0-1 missing up at the eyes, and we'll get a time called as we're going to see a runner out as Sophie Sherwhite's going to be called out, and Scott Costa going to ask about the throw, saying that Sherwhite was still in the batter's box because the throw went off of Sherwhite that went up the third base line to the runner with Flanagan was trying to come in. So what Scott Costa is saying is that the batter was still in the batter's box. And if she was, she should not be called out, but the home plate umpire saying that she came out of the batter's box and then the throw hit her. In that situation, Sophie then would be retired out, and there would be 1 down with runners at first and third. As Aspen Preen, who hit a solo home run, comes up next here for Central Cass as they'll talk it over with the 3-man umpiring crew here today in this semifinal. We're having a long conference call currently on how this one is going to shake out. Gotta go with the call on the field unless you saw definitive evidence. That's normally anything when you go through replays, but it's not a replay as much of it's a conference call in front of the circle. And they're going to say she's out. So Sherwhite is going to be out on interference. So there's 1 down here in the bottom of the second as it goes to Aspen Preen. So runner at third is Flanagan. Gunnifson stands at first base, and Aspen Preen with a solo home run will step into the plate. 1 down, new count with Whitney Mitchell on the on-deck portion of the circle here for Central Cass. As Aspen Preen will dig in, Dale Geiger takes a long look over at Christensen up the third base side, her head coach in their dugout for the side and the pitch. Preen takes a strike. As it's now 0-1. Bottom of the second inning on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Share their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. It's Beulah 6, Central Cass 2. Squirrels have some work to do in front of them here in the second as we have no pitch. As we'll see that up the left-handed side with the softball that came into play. So they're going to talk it over here to make sure that there wasn't any illegal pitch on the way as they're going to come through. Currently with the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. So softball came into play and called time, and now we have it at 1-1. I think for Coach Christensen, he's going to be asking if it should be a 1-1 count or where the count should be right now. So you had the first pitch with the strike, and then the question is the second pitch count or not, as they have it listed as a ball if that second pitch did count, or is it a redo here. So we continue to add more on your softball state baseball bingo card, as it was called a strike. So strike, so it's going to be 0-1 or 1-1, as we're going to see the count one more time. And it'll be 0-1, so they're not going to count that pitch with Aspen Preen. So now it's no balls and a strike. Preen pops this one up. This one will be out of play and potentially into the stands. This one will work out of the stands. It's now 0-2. Runner at first base, Kira Gunnifson. Runner at third base, Flanagan. Second time through here for Central Cass against Dale Geiger, trying to see if they can get that third and maybe fourth runner cross here in the inning. The 0-2. Preen hits a pop-up in the air. That'll go to short right. Ost and Horning out. Horning, the right fielder, will make the catch. Flanagan's going to come in. Here's the throw. Not in time. Gunnifson now will be caught in a pickle as Weiner going to try to bring her back. It goes to the shortstop, Emma Hager. Gunnifson will slide in, and she is safe. So Aspen Preen with the sacrifice fly gets her second run driven in. Flanagan comes in to score the team's third run here for Central Cass. As there's two down, and then Gunnifson went late to try to get into scoring position. Weiner did the smart thing of running her down, threw it back to Emma Hager. Hager to the first baseman, Winkler, and nearly got Kiera. Instead, it's now to Whitney Mitchell. Walk with a run scored back in the first inning. Squirrels going to run back here, bottom half of the second. Mitchell, we'll see this, slow, missing for a ball. It's 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Fifth batter of the inning for Central Cass. Runner at first. Here is Gunnifson. 1-0 is going to be hit in the air. That goes to left. Newman coming in. Newman making a basket catch in left field on the run to retire the side. 1 run comes across on no hits. There was an error and a runner left on base. We played 2 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's 6-3 Miners on YourLiveEvent.com.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today.
And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
For the last 25 years, Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties has been serving the real estate needs of the Fargo-Moorhead area and surrounding communities. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Carlita is ready to help you evaluate the market and make the right choice for you. Take the first step into settling into your next home by calling Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties at 701-367-5918. Experienced, confident, qualified. Carlita Dietz.
As we're starting to get into the nighttime and, dare we say, twilight hours pretty quickly here in the Buffalo City. 2 down so far through 2 innings, 6-3 Miners. Peyton Horning comes up a single and a run scored here for the Miners so far. Here's a look at your line score in this particular contest through 2 innings of work for the Central Cass Squirrels and the Beulah Miners. We'll get to that in a second after this pitch here by Whitney Mitchell. Swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. Beulah in this game, 6 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors with 2 runners left. Central Cass, 3 runs, 2 hits with 2 errors and 3 runners left on base. Mitchell works ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Hit in the air down the right field line. This spells trouble, and that's in for a base hit. It's going to get by the diving Halverson. Peyton Horning rounding second, on her way to third. Here comes the relay throw. That'll go to Sherwood. It's a stand-up triple to open up the third for the Beulah Miners. Just off the bat and where it was down the line, it was going to be trouble. Halverson made a good play on it to try to dive and make a really good catch, but it gets by her and allows the runner in Horning to get to third base. Now it goes to Carly Monk. Monk with a strikeout swinging her last time up in inning number 2. And the Miners threatening right off the bat here in the top of the 3rd inning. Mitchell in the circle with the pitch. That'll work outside for a ball. It's 1-0. So we'll get an update for you from Jack Brown Stadium in a moment. As the Kindred Vikings looking at 10-run rule the Aggies up 12-0 on the top of the fifth in baseball. 1-0 going to be hit on the ground to the third baseman, Stieg. Stieg going to look back the runner and runner back to third. So reaching base here will be Monk. So Monk will go to third base as he reaches on a fielder's choice as Stieg look back the runner. And as she did, chase her back to first base, but no throw over to first. And good job by Peyton Horning by not going too far down the line to get caught. Now runners at the corners, nobody out in the minors. We'll see Blake Winkler coming up. Reach base on an error with a run scored back in the second. Mitchell. We'll see this one out of the zone. It's 1-0. On left field, he got the swing set as we'll have a courtesy runner coming to the game here for the Beulah Miners, but left center field, we got a couple swing sets making their way through. We'll kind of watch a little bit of softball and enjoy a summer's night at the ballpark. As coming on, and a courtesy runner into the game here for Beulah. It's coming on will be Stern here at first base for Monk. Mitchell. 1-1-0. Hit on the ground. This one will go to the backhand of Sherwhite. Sherwhite throws it to the second baseman in time for the out, but the run does come in and score. So Winkler will reach base on a fielder's choice. Coming in will be Peyton Horning from third base. The Miners will take a run for the outs, and there's one down after Sterner's retired at second base. So run comes in, this seventh run of the game, and the Miners get that run back that Central Cass had in the bottom half of the second inning to push the lead back to the largest it's been and tie it at 4 as it goes to Hadley Ost. Ost sees us missing in at the shoelaces. It's 1-0. Game that's nearing the 1 hour mark here today from Trapper Field in Jamestown. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 down here in the top of the third inning. Mitchell will see this in on the ground. Off of her glove goes to Sherwhite from her backside in time. 1-6-4 on the putout. Winkler is retired, and Hadley Ost reaches base on a fielder's choice. Really good play here by Sherwhite because it went off of Mitchell's glove, and then Sherwhite was running towards second, had to put on the brakes, leap and dive back for the ball behind her, and then as she gloved it, able to go to second from her backside, and Flanagan with the stretch to get the runner out, and there's 2 down. This one will miss to Emma Hager. It's 1-0. Just kind of one of those plays where you almost thought if it does go through, it's just been that kind of a game maybe for Beulah early on, where just the 50-50 plays have gone the Miners' way. Instead, that one goes for the Squirrels' perspective. It's 1-0 here for Mitchell. This one will go foul. It's 1-1. So third time through the lineup card here for the Beulah Miners. Top of the third inning on YourLiveEvent.com. If you just joined us, Addie Dale Geiger with a grand slam homer in the top of the second inning. That has been the difference in this 4 spot at 7-3. The 1-1. A little soft, lazy line drive into left field. Got the head of the bat on it on the way there for Emma Hager. She reaches base for her second time. Base knock on the way as it's now 7-3 with runners at first and second. Mitchell gave up 1 hit in the first, 2 in the second, and so far 2 here in the third inning. As Hager kind of almost golfed that one out into left center field as it goes to Cassie Christensen. Christensen with a walk and a run scored back in the second, reach base on an error in the first. And she will take up for a ball. It's 1-0, and back to the dangerous part of the lineup here is trying to make sure you get Christensen and not leave Dale Geiger up with a chance with bases loaded potentially one more time from a Central Cass point of view. 1-0, going to split the plate, and the throw by Aspen Preen gets by the second baseman Flanagan for a moment as she was trying to keep that runner at second base close. Runner at second base is Hadley Ost. This was called a strike. It's 1-1. For the Squirrels, 4, 5, and 6 with Bussey up bottom half of the inning. Here's the 1-1 from Mitchell. Foul tipped in the glove of Preen. It's 1-2. Central Cass also with a home run. Aspen Preen bottom of the first with a solo blast. Central Cass did play with the lead at 2-0 after 1 inning. Here's the 1-2. Well, out of the zone and off the plates. It's now 2-2. State softball semifinals here today on YourLiveEvent.com as we're in that twilight hour a little bit here out in Jamestown. Good thing about the month of May, gain a lot of daylight. We need it here this evening. The 2-2 popped up in the air, foul. Now will go right on top of the light pole and ricochet out of play. It's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Missing, now 3-2. Final in baseball, Kindred 10-run rules, Velvet Drake and a Moose 12-0 in 5 innings. So the Vikings 10-run rule make their way to the state championship against Park River. It's the 1 and 2 seeds heading to the state championship in baseball. 3-2 by Mitchell. Christensen pops it up again. I don't know, these little kids, these ball shaggers have been kept busy here tonight. That's volunteering as well. You're not getting paid by the hour. Christensen battled in the first, made the count full, battled in the second, worked the count full, and done it here again in the third. 3-2, and it's a walk, and the bases are full for Dale Geiger. Hadley Oos goes to third base, Hager to second, and Christensen over at first. Bases full and nowhere to put. Addie Dale Geiger with 2 extra base hits so far here tonight. A double in the first and a grand slam home run hit right down the left field line her last time up. Mitchell looking for an out. Dale Geiger looking to add on to some runs. First pitch swinging, hits one in the air to straightaway center. Gunnison backing off the wall. 1 run will come in and score. Hager comes in and score. Christensen will put on the brakes at third. It's a 2 RBI double. And adding Dale Geiger's got her 5th and 6th run driven in of the contest. 1 swing off the bat. She timed it. Gunnison made a good attempt out in center field as she quickly had to go back into the warning track, and as she made her jump, it got by her. 1 hopped the wall, and 2 runs coming to score. So O scores her 2nd run alongside with Emma Hager. Cassie Christensen stands at third base, and Addie Dale Geiger 3 times up, 3 hits, all extra base hits with 6 runs driven in for the senior pitcher. It's 9-3 Beulah. And the Miners scored 6 runs in the second, now 3 runs here in the top of the third. Ellie Widener, 8th batter here in the inning. This one will work outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Widener 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking in the first and a pop out to the first baseman and Bussey in inning number 2. Central Cass looking for that final out here in the top of the third inning. Mitchell with a 1-0. Popped up. This one goes foul. It's now 1-1. Clara Hager due up next for the Beulah Miners, but the Miners have timed up Whitney in a couple ways for Dale Geiger, but also just working counts, seam pitches, earning some walks, 4 of them so far today. Mitchell with 3 strikeouts. The 1-1 off speed pitch. Now 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike here in the Buffalo City. Runners at second and third with Christensen at third and Addie Dale Geiger at second. Mitchell with the pitch, hit off the end of the bat, and that'll die in front of the right fielder. Halverson will have to play it, and she can't make the play to home. And with 2 outs, Dale Geiger was off and running. Ellie Widener with a 2 RBI single, and that's all Beulah. It's 11-3. Christensen comes in to score her 2nd run. Dale Geiger scores her 2nd run as well. Widener with a 2 RBI base hit. 2, 3, and 4 batters have combined for 9 runs driven in here in this contest. And the Miners with 11 runs here in the inning with Clara Hager coming up to the plate. Hager, first pitch swinging. It's now 0-1. This batter that has yet to reach base for the Miners, the only batter against Mitchell, has batter at the plate, and Clara Hager in a line drive shot to Stieg, her last time up at third. Aspen Preen throws down to first and sliding back safely. Here is Weiner. It's 1-1 after the ball attempts. Miners 5 batters to the plate in the first. They had 9 batters in the second, and now 9 batters here in the third. Here's the 1-1 for Mitchell. Foul tipped to the backstop. It's now 1-2. Central Cass down by 8 runs and under Scott Koss' tenure, and is not something you have heard it too terribly often when it comes to Central Cass softball, especially against Class B competition. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 down here to the third baseman in Clara Hager. 1-2, popped. Preen has room towards the backstop, makes the catch to retire the side. But 5 runs come across here in the inning off of 3 hits. There were no errors and a runner left on base. 2.5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard with a new score. Beulah 11, Central Cass 3.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yield and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Bottom of the third inning we go here in Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, 11-3. They're going to give an error on a Halverson that allowed Dale Geiger to come in and score. So 3 errors here for the Central Cass Squirrels so far in this contest. But the Beulah Miners again put 5 runs up on the board in that top of the third inning. Bussey, Zimmerman, and Halverson for the Squirrels. 4, 5, and 6 batters against Addie Dale Geiger. And Bussey sees this one miss for a ball. Brady had hit a single so far today, is 1 of 1 at the plate. Zimmerman, then Halverson again here for Central Cass. As the Squirrels lost by double digits, but to the Williston Coyotes earlier here this season. Is this one missing though? Now 2-0 at 11-1. You start hustling way through, and lost to Williston 12-1 as well. But other than that, it's been a lot of opposite separations. This one is fouled off of Weiner. Kind of hit Weiner a little bit on the skin just in front of the glove. She looks to be all right. It's now 2-1. So not too many times that Central Cass has been put in this position here down by 8, but from a Scott Koss perspective, you do have some time to work with, but you're also starting to talk a little mercy rule here if the Squirrels are unable to get a run or two across in the inning. Now, from Central Cass's point of view, with the higher seed, you do have that home at bat as this one misses to Bussey 3-1, but with how Beulah is hitting right now, put some runs up on the board to stay close. The 3-1 Bussey foul tip again, and this one goes off of the open hand now of Widener. She's shaking off her right hand, catching with the left. It's 3-2, and the assistant coach here for the Beulah Miners will come out and take a look here at Widener behind the plate. Squirrels have scored at least a run in every inning. 2 runs in the first, a run in the 6th. For the Beulah Miners, 6 runs in inning number 2 and 5 runs in inning number 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes with Dale Geiger here in the circle. As Bussey, batting from the right-handed side, works the count full. 3-2, Bussey lines one in the air, barrels that one up, and that'll be in for a single to left. Bussey with a base knock here, and the Squirrels are the runner on to open up the bottom of the third inning with Zimmerman digging in. Reach base on a fielder's choice for the designated player her last time up. The Squirrels trying to put something together like they did in the first. and the second, but trying to do so where it's more than a run or two here against Dale Geiger. This is popped up out of play over the press box. It's 0-1. Earlier today, Des Lacs, Burlington, Lewis and Clark with a 10-run rule over Glenburn. Semifinals, consolation semi, saw a good one with Thompson and Pembina County North as this one rolls like a bowling ball to Widener. It's 1-1. Tommy's 1-by-1 on a walk-off play, and Kindred Richland Vikings winners an 11-by-2 over the Aggies of Velva Drake Anamoose. This is hitting the air down the left field line. That'll be hooking foul. It's 1-2. It's either been a 10-run rule game, there's been 3 of them, or it's been a game that's finished under 2 or 1 runs in terms of the separation. So it's either been all or nothing in these softball games here at the state tournament in Jamestown. The 1-2, Dale Geiger rolls this again on the off speed, just can't find the grip and the location on that. It's now 2-2. Miners with that Addie Dale Geiger Grand Slam homer in the second. A 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground up the third base side. Good battle here for Zimmerman. As that goes foul, it's now 2-2. As seeing the batter's box here, I think they're just talking about to see how far the right foot of Zimmerman for Kyle Christensen. See how far she is in that batter's box. Is trying to see that pitch as long as she can against Dale Geiger. The 2-2. Popped and will do it again here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good battle here between these two, and this has been just a common occurrence in this game, whether it's Mitchell or Dale Geiger in the circle. Wendy Mitchell, through 3 innings so far, has thrown 103 pitches for Central Cass. Dale Geiger will roll this one back to the plate yet again, and now it's 3-2, and I'm not sure if you're going to see that off-speed pitch again. She's tried it 3 times, and all 3 times it's rolled to the plate. The payoff pitch. That'll miss for a walk, and Zimmerman will take first base. Second walk against Dale Geiger. Runners at first and second. Well, for Addie Dale Geiger, seeing what she's thrown so far. 50, make that 60 pitches. 32 have been for strikes. Wendy Mitchell, 103 pitches, 62 for strikes. She's seen 23 batters through 3 innings. Dale Geiger, this will be her 15th batter she's faced, and this will be off the edge of the bat, and this will be a C&I single. Bussey will stay put at third base as it gets by both the Hager sisters of Emma and Clara. First pitch, and Halverson was jammed, but she fisted it enough past the left side of the infield. Bussey goes to third, Zimmerman to second. Bases are full with Maddie Stieg. And the Squirrels are threatening here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3 batters up, 3 batters on here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you from Jamestown, and seen a little bit of everything here so far through 7.5 games in the Buffalo City. Dale Geiger sees this one miss. It's 1-0, and you're down by 8. You don't need it all in 1 inning, but you need a productive couple of innings. And with how Beulah is swinging the bat, the question becomes, how many runs do you need in this game to eventually play the Vikings tomorrow in the championship? The 1-0. That'll work inside for a ball. It's 2-0. Beulah scoreless in the first, 6 runs in the second, 5 in the third. Squirrels with 2 runs in the first inning, 1 run in the second, and we'll see what happens here in inning number 3. 2-0 foul to the netting. It's now 2-1. Miners held on against the Thompson Tommies yesterday. Well, here for Central Cass, a 10-run rule, Pembina County North in 5. The 2-1. Hit on the ground. This one will go to the third baseman. Clara Hager will get the out at third. Throws it across the diamond, not in time, so a run does come in to score. Bussey comes in to score. Zimmerman is retired at third base. As touched third base, is Zimmerman going to go back to see if she was out or not? And Zimmerman is out at third base, so she's retired. Halverson will go to second, and Stieg reaches on a fielder's choice. 11-4, so the Miners will again take the out. Central Cass will take the run. It's 11-4, but when you're up by 8, you'll gladly take the out right now as it goes to Keelan Flanagan. Flanagan reached base on an error by Emma Hager back in inning number 2. Had a stolen base to get to second and came in to score on a sacrifice fly hit by Aspen Preen, as Aspen has 2 of the 4 runs driven in so far here for Central Cass. Dale Geiger in the circle. The pitch. First pitch swinging, Flanagan hits one to left. The left fielder comes and makes the basket catch by Newman as they played her to hit it opposite field. Good swing by Flanagan just right to the left fielder, and there's 2 down as it goes to Kiara Gunnifson. 2 down as it goes here with Halverson now at second base. Stieg at first. Gunnifson, and back to the top of the lineup with Sophie Sherwhite. Dale Geiger with the pitch. She will throw a strike and get ahead on Gunnifson, who earned a 5-pitch walker last time up. It's 0-1. If you're Addie Dale Geiger, got to try to see if you can throw that same pitch against Gunnifson here and get ahead 0-2. The 0-1 going to be called a strike. It's now 0-2. Not wanting to see Sophie Sherwhite. Squirrel fans not happy with that call, thinking it was a little low and out of the zone. And for Dale Geiger, 2 pitches that have been at the knee. We'll see if she goes right back here against the righty Gunnifson. The 0-2. Gunnifson will take up high for a ball, now 1-2. It's the state softball semifinals here on yourliveevent.com. As Dale Geiger, 4th pitch to Gunnifson. This will run low at the shoelaces, now 2-2. Scott Koss letting the runners know there's 2 down, be off and running on contacts. Gunnifson and Dale Geiger. 2-2 pitch. Gunnifson will see this in off the plate. Now 3-2. Works the count full for the 3rd full count here of the inning for Addie Dale Geiger. Here's a 3-2. Fouled up the first baseline, in play. First baseman makes the play. Winkler will make the play in foul territory and get the Beulah Miners out of the inning with just 1 run against for Central Cass. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors with runners left at first and second. We played 3 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Central Cass for the Beulah Miners. 11 up by 7 coming to the plate.
Hi, Sonia from the Lighting Gallery and Decor. We're so much more than just lighting.
Step into a space where your home starts to come together. From custom furniture and curated decor to a personalized design guidance, we help you create a space that feels warm, layered, and uniquely yours. Whether you're starting fresh or finishing the details, we're here to bring your vision to life.
I invite you to stop in. I think you'll be wowed.
Top of the 4th inning here on yourliveevent.com. Addie Dale Geiger, 3 innings work, 4 hits against. Has given up 4 runs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Central Cass puts 1 run up on the board, and now we head to the 4th inning. First pitch swinging. This is going to be hit in the air to left, and was it a diving play in the left field? Yes! Oh, Parkhouse, how do you do? Robs a base hit on a line drive swing by Horning. One of the better defensive plays we've seen in this game here for either club. So Peyton Horning with a line drive swing, and Parkhouse makes a great play in left, and could that be the shot in the arm the Squirrels were looking for defensively? A good web gem, and there's 1 down. So we have a new batter into the game. It's coming in for the Beulah Miners as the designated player here for Monk, able to return into the game. Foul tipped off the glove. It's 0-2. So Monk, reach base so far once today on a fielder's choice and struck out back in the 2nd. She will come back into the game after being run for back in inning number 3. That's a strike for Mitchell. It's 0-2. Sometimes in high school sports, doesn't matter the score of the game. It just takes one play that you can say pushes you back to maybe being square and center, and that's maybe the Parkhouse play in left. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Mitchell with the strikeout, her 4th, and there's 2 down. First time here that Mitchell has faced the Beulah Miners and got the first 2 batters out in an inning. Now it's going to be Blake Winkler with 2 down. Here's the pitch by Mitchell. Winkler, high chopper off the mound. This goes to third. Stieg hard charges in, throws it across to Bussey, and there's a tidy 3 up, 3 down, top of the 4th inning. Nice defense by Stieg Parkhouse here in the top of the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 11-4 Miners, as the Central Cass Squirrels will have 1, 2, 3 batters due up with Sophie Sherwhite.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
At Thompson Public Schools, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit their website, tps-k12.org, for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and more. Follow them on social media and share in Tommy Pride with student updates and events with Thompson Public Schools. Thompson Public Schools thanks all students, staff, parents, alumni, and community members for their continued support. Good luck to the Tommies. Learn more at tps-k12.org.
Bottom of the 4th inning, 3rd time through the lineup card. Addie Del Geiger, 3 innings of work so far for the Beulah Miners. Miners with 0 runs, 3 up, 3 down, top of the 4th, as it's now Sophie Sherwhite, Aspen Preen, and Whitney Mitchell. 1, 2, and 3, Sherwhite. 0 for 2 was out on a interference call her last time up at home plate. First pitch swinging, pops one up down the third base line. That'll go foul on top of the batting cages. It's 0-1. He had a runner at third, and the catcher Weiner was throwing to third base to try to get the runner out, and the home plate umpire said Sherwhite was on the batter's box, which she was out then on interference. The 0-1. That'll run in at the knee. Now 1-1. Well, first thing the Squirrels needed to try to come back was throw up a goose egg. In 1/2 inning, they do that, so any runs here in the bottom half is now just added gravy. As this will be popped up in the air down the left field line, hustling in is Newman. She camps underneath it, and Sherwhite is retired. On the opposite side, if you're Beulah, you can put up a goose egg here in the 4th inning. A little bit closer to possibly talking about a 10-run rule if you can put up 3 runs in the 5th, or at least get one step closer to putting the Squirrels down to their final 9 outs of the contest. Aspen Preen has delivered 2 runs in so far, and a solo home run in the 1st and a sacrifice fly in the 2nd. Preen, first pitch, nearly went to go off right. It takes outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Overcast skies have continued throughout the course of the majority of the day here in day 2 in Jamestown. 1-0 going to be hit right back up to right center field. Aspen Preen will round first. Here's going to take it, and Christensen at center will take it. Preen will hold up there with a single, and the Squirrels going to run her aboard here in inning number 4. Central Cass left 2 runners on in the 1st, a runner on in the 2nd, and 2 runners on as well in inning number 3. As 2 of the 5 batters have been left in scoring position. Now it goes to Whitney Mitchell. Walk with a run scored in the 1st, flew out to the left fielder her last time up. As Mitchell takes a ball, it's 1-0. Yesterday you got your suntan in. Today not so much with that overcast sky. Some rain during the Vikings game with the Aggies. This one missing though. Now 2-0, and tomorrow looks like the weather forecast is going to be 70s and breezy conditions here in Jamestown. 2-0 pitch. Hit in the air. Mitchell hits one to right, way back to the warning track, looking up, and that one is one hopping the wall. Preen will make her way to third base. Aspen going to hustle in quickly. Here comes Osta. Throw is not going to be in time. Whitney Mitchell with an RBI triple, and the Squirrels are back within 6. Preen comes in to score. Mitchell to third base. Whitney gets her first run driven into the contest. Preen will get her second run in. Now it goes to Brady Bussey, first hit of the night for Mitchell. As Horning, after it hit the fence, had to play it kind of rolled over her right ankle and then was able to finally retrieve the softball. 11-5 with Bussey at the plate. Bussey takes the ball. It's 1-0. Brady with 2 hard-hit singles to left here this evening. As a run scored back in the third, 2 for 2 at the plate. Also a player who can have a chance to maybe hit a gapper somewhere as well for this Squirrel Ball Club. 1-0 pitch, missing out of the zone. It's 2-0. Central Cass trying to break the dam open, if you will, a little bit here. They scored 2 runs in the first, a run in the second, third, and now the fourth. Bussy, look out, Scott Costas. Hits that one up the third base side foul. It's 2-1, and that Parkhouse play defensively and could be that little play if the Squirrels do come back to write that at home in the fourth inning, robbing a potential extra base hit to open up the fourth inning. 2-1. That'll roll, get through the 5-hole of Widener. Coming in is going to be Mitchell. She will stand up, and the Squirrels back within 5. It's 11-6, and it's a 3-1 count here to Bussy. That'll be on the wild pitch. Went through the 5-hole of Widener, but it hit the ground first. There for Addie Dale Geiger, and the Squirrels are chopping away back within 5. 3-1, Bussy will take a 5-pitch walk. 4 batters to the plate, 3 batters on and 2 batters in as it goes to Raya Zimmerman, who's reached base twice. And a fielder's choice in the first and a walk in the third. Central Cass back within 5, and this one goes all the way back to the backstop. Bussy will go to second base now. It'll be 1-0, and Dale Geiger, when she tries an off-speed pitch, it is just not locating, as Coach Christensen will come out here and have a meeting in the circle. We'll take a break with them. Squirrels knocking on the door for some more here in the bottom of the fourth.
The City of Hillsborough encourages customers to use electricity wisely through its Bright Energy Solutions rebate program. These rebates help customers save energy and money, improve their comfort, and protect the environment. You can get rebates on Energy Star appliances and lighting, as well as high-efficiency heat pumps and air conditioners. They even have rebates for home electric vehicle chargers. Business customers can receive rebates too. Call the City of Hillsborough for more information or visit brightenergysolutions.com.
That's a Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company, meeting in the circle. Chris Moen at 701-757-1613. 1-0 pitch on the way here to Zimmerman. Zimmerman will see this. Dale Geiger with a rise ball up and out of the zone to Widener. It's 2-0. Newman in left field with Christensen in straightaway center. Horning stands in right here for the Miners. Squirrels so far 2 runs here in inning number 4. 2-0. That'll be called a strike. It's 2-1. Winkler at first base. Well, over at second is Ost. Emma Hager at shortstop. Clara Hager at third. 2-1. Just off the plate now. 3-1 as the Miners were looking for that strike not called. It's 3-1. Widener at the catcher spot. Kyle Christensen not too happy about that location here for Dale Geiger. 3-1. That'll run and be called a strike. It's now 3-2. Sometimes it's better just to watch the crowd than it is the players as they're hanging on every pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down with Bussy at second base. 3-2, hit in the air, straightaway center, and Christensen can't make the play. It gets over her head. Bussy will be rounding third. She'll come on in. How far can Zimmerman go? The answer is second. It's an RBI double, and the Squirrels keep chopping away. They're back within 4. Straightaway center field hit. Bussy scores her second run of the contest. Now it goes to Kaylee Halverson. That swing by Zimmerman barreled up. Christensen took 2 steps in, put on the brakes, and said, uh-oh. Tried to make the catch, and then that Zimmerman rocket was right by her, and Bussy scored from second. So they change positions as it now goes. First pitch swinging here to Halverson. It's 0-1. Halverson with a single. Back in the third, popped out in inning number 1 to the shortstop and Emma Hager. This will be called a strike. It's now 0-2. Regardless of what happens right now, the Squirrels have cut that deficit with 3 runs here in the inning down to 4. The 0-2 just off the zone. It's 1-2. You're just joining us. The Beulah Miners led 11-4 coming into the 4th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground. This one will go to the shortstop. Emma Hager goes across the diamond. In time for the out. It was a delayed call. Winkler with the stretch. Halverson is retired. It was a bang-bang play. Zimmerman goes to third, and there's 2 down. It was a tough play by Emma Hager deep in the hole at shortstop. Had to throw to Winkler, and Halverson, the speedy runner, is out at first. As it goes to Kylie Thompson, the sophomore, will come on in courtesy run here for the designated player in Zimmerman. And then you got Maddie Stieg coming up here for Central Cass. As for the Squirrels, trying to see if they can make it a 3-run game going to the 5th. Well, for the Beulah Miners, it'll be 9-1 and 2 batters due up top of the 5th inning for Beulah. Stieg will lay off this one. It's 1-0. Game that's gone an hour and 32 minutes here today in Jamestown. As Dale Geiger matches the most batters that she's seen against Central Cass. Here in the inning, it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. As Widener was bluffing to throw to get the runner at third base. Stieg will see the 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. And Widener with the runner at third threw down. Got an out call on interference. Could do the same thing here. Potentially as well. Dale Geiger ahead in the count. 1-2. Strike 3, looking to retire the side. Central Cass, though, puts 3 runs across in the 4th inning. Thanks in part to 3 hits. There were no errors and a runner left in scoring position at third base. Squirrels back within 4 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. We played 4 today. It's Beulah 11, Central Cass 7.
If you can dream it up, we can make it a reality. Hello, this is Jonathan Olson with Greenworks Landscaping and Fencing. We can offer you a complete package when it comes to an external look to your property. Paver patios, outdoor kitchens, retaining walls, or fencing. We offer you all that and more. Our fences are built to last, so you have low maintenance beauty that not only improves the look, but also the value of your home. To show us your ideas or let us help you design your perfect outdoor sanctuary, check us out on the web at gworkslf.com.
Top of the 5th inning we go. The Beulah Miners up by 4 as they'll send their 9-1 and 2 batters. Hadley Ost, Emma Hager, and Cassie Christensen here for Beulah against Whitney Mitchell. It has been the opposite of our first semifinal, which was a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. This has been who can get runners on and drive them in. 18 runs across so far between these two teams. As Mitchell on for her 5th inning of work will miss inside to Ost. It's 1-0. 14 hits combined, 7 for Beulah, 7 for Central Cass. 2 errors by the Miners, 3 here by the Squirrels. The 1-0. Otto miss inside now 2-0. Beulah with 3 runners left on base, while for Central Cass they've left 6 runners aboard. Beulah right now, the big batter has been Dale Geiger with 6 runs driven in with that grand slam in the 2nd. Here's the 2-0. That'll be called a strike. It's now 2-1. Been 2, 3, and 4 batters that have done most of the damage. They've driven in 8 runs so far between Christensen, Weiner, and Dale Geiger, and they've scored 4 of the runs. This has popped up just over us. It'll now be 2-2. Not a bad night to enjoy a barbecue, all things considered, or maybe even have the campfire going. It's kind of that mix of Mother Nature want to be summer or go back to spring for a while. Mitchell with a 2-2. Off the zone, it's now 3-2. Squirrel fans were looking for a strike 3 call after Dale Geiger got a similar spot in the 4th. Nothing granted. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Popped and on top of the netting yet again, and we'll do it at 3-2. State softball tournament here today in Jamestown. Kindred Vikings in State B will go up against the number 2 seed in Pork River area here tomorrow night in Jamestown. The 3-2. This one will be hit up the first base side foul, and now it's a matter of who's going to join him in Jamestown as well. The Vikings on the softball side punched their ticket. Just a matter of who's going to join them. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Hadley Ost, who has 2 runs scored from that number 9 hole here today. 3-2 a miss. Mitchell with the walk, her 5th. And in the 5th, the Beulah Miners is going to lead off batter aboard as it goes to Emma Hager. So Squirrels, as you knew they would, fighting back, but Beulah, they've just been able to put runners aboard here in every inning except the 4th against Mitchell. First pitch swinging, this one a foul ball. It's 0-1. State softball tournament here today on YourLiveEvent.com from Trapper Field here in Jamestown, North Dakota. Chase Miller with you. Thank you so much for tuning in to our broadcast. The second semifinal, game number 3 of our broadcast schedule today with Thompson, Kindred, and now Central Cass. As Mitchell, this one gets past as runners in a stay put at second base. Gets by Aspen Perrine on the pitch. It's 1-1 as Ost now in scoring position for Beulah. Starting to see through the skies. A little bit of pink and orange trying to come through the clouds, but mostly dark skies with those lights turned on here, and we are going to be playing well past the 9 o'clock hour, maybe even the 10 o'clock hour here in Jamestown. Here's the 1-1. Fisted, foul. It's now 1-2 as the breeze is starting to pick up a little bit and blowing almost across from left to right here, or maybe just a skosh in from left field. Mitchell looking for a strikeout. She's got 4 of them. One here would be large to get Emma Hager. The 1-2 will work. Now 2-2. Aspen Perrine behind the plate. Maddie Stieg at third base with Sherwhite over at short on the left side of the infield for the Squirrels. Mitchell with a 2-2. Fouled again. Flanagan at second, and Bussey stands at first. Get to the outfield after this pitch here by Mitchell. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Squirrels trying to make it back to a state championship here for Central Cass and look to defend their title tomorrow, while the Beulah Miners one win away from their potential second state championship in school history. Swing and a miss. Emma Hager is retired, and there's one down. Beulah won a state championship in 2023 over Thompson and Minot. For the Squirrels, they won the most in the state in Class B at 7. Cassie Christensen has worked the count full in the first, second, and the third. Scored 2 runs, has walked twice, and reached base on an error. Christensen will take a ball. It's up. It's 1-0. So after Hadley Ost earned a walk, got to second base on a wild pitch. It's now a 1-0 count here to Cassie Christensen. The 1-0. That'll work up for a ball as well. It's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes with 1 down here in inning number 5. And a hitter's count for Cassie Christensen. Fouled off a lot, but hasn't been able to put one in play against Mitchell, but has reached base again 3 times. 2-0 will be now 3-0. And for Aspen Perrine, takes a couple steps off of first base, and Mitchell will go back behind the rubber. Take a look at her wristband, get the call from the dugout. Take a big deep breath. Now comes and fires and throws. 3-0 right down the plate. In there for a strike. It's 3-1. There's the righty coming up here with Hadley Ost. 3-1 pitch. Going to be hit up the first base side. That'll slice and be a foul ball. Halverson made a good attempt at it to try to make the play, but that one slicing foul. It was close where Beulah's had a couple that have been just hit at the right spot down the line for that grand slam that was a foot up over the wall and a foot away from hitting the fair foul pole. It's on the left field line earlier today. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Mitchell with back-to-back strikeouts. And there's 2 down. The question is, do you pitch to Addie Dale Geiger? She's 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and a grand slam, has 6 of the 11 runs driven in. And there's a free base open as Widener is due up next. Looks like the answer is at least for one pitch. They're going to pitch to Dale Geiger. She jumped on the last one for a double on the first pitch, and Dale Geiger going to take a strike. It's 0-1. It's been about the best pitch we've seen from Mitchell here today. Low at the black of the zone, right at the knee. Dale Geiger just kind of gave her a nice up and down with the head and said, all right, let's see what you got here. The 0-1 pitch now falls behind. It's 0-2. As that one does hit a cut. As that comes back, must be now no balls and 2 strikes with 2 down. Dale Geiger with a 2-strike count. Looking to see if she can drive in her 7th run of the game, while Mitchell, let's see if she can potentially strike out the side. The 0-2. Just off the zone, Aspen Preen sat just away. And that just misses low. And out of the zone, it's now 1-2. Preen didn't move at all. Mitchell hit Aspen Preen's glove, but just was underneath and out of the zone. Here's the 1-2. Hit on the ground up the third base side, foul. As we'll continue at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 4th seed of the Beulah Miners and the 1 seed of the Central Cass Squirrels. Going through your state champs, Sunderland Maple Valley won in 2012. Then the Squirrels started racking a couple of off with Kindred Richland as well, kind of going back and forth in the early teens and the mid-teens. Here for those 2 clubs. The 1-2. Dale Geiger pops this one up out of play, and we'll continue at 1-2. As we have Enderlin Maple Valley, Kindred Richland, Central Cass, and alongside with the Beulah Miners that have won state championships here in softball. Delax Burlington's been close a couple of times. Same for Thompson. 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Mitchell. 1-2, Dale Geiger hits this one foul again, and this at bat continues to go back and forth here, where it was 0-2. Mitchell just missed a strike 3 by a minuscule. Dale Geiger took a ball on that one and now has had 3 consecutive foul balls here in the at-bat against Mitchell. Toe-to-toe between these 2 pitchers. And the 1-2. And Preen again on the outer part of the plate. One's not cold. It's now 2-2. She was on the outer part of the plate looking for that one. Set up against Dale Geiger here. So they've gone outside a couple of times. We'll see if they come back in against that. He's got quick hands and quick wrists here for the Miners. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. Dale Geiger pops one up down the line. This one in foul territory, going to be caught by Sherwhite right in front of the wall. Good play by Sherwhite to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left. We played 4.5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Beulah 11, Central Cass 7 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Well, for Beulah, will 11 runs be enough? If you're a Squirrel fan, you're going to say no because you're trying to get 5 more runs across. But first, the bottom of the 5th inning. Those will be 8, 9, and 1. Can be table setters here for the Squirrels. Flanagan, Gunnifson, and Sherwhite coming up to the plates. Flanagan with a run scored so far today, 0 for 2 at the plate. Flanagan swinging a miss on Dale Geiger at 0-1. Flanagan with a stolen base back in the 2nd inning as Dale Geiger on for her 5th inning of work. There were a ton of pitches thrown in the previous game between Grace Ballas and Charlie Odegaard, but that's because it went 11, as this one's going to be off the end of the bat on the knob, and it'll be 0-2 unless it hit the hand. And the question is, take your base or was it a swing? We're going to talk it over here with the umpiring crew. She came through and stopped, but did it hit the knob of the bat or did it hit the hand here for Flanagan? Or are the umpires going to say, did she offer at it and swing? So we'll have a conference call here for our umpiring crew and see what they will say in this one. And we'll see the Jeopardy theme song back on here for a couple of times. We've seen a couple of conferences between your umpire, and they're going to say, yes, it did. It hit her. So Flanagan will take first base and be at first. Now it goes to Gunnifson. Going back to that Velvet Drake, Enemoose, and Kindred Richland Viking game. Odegaard, 11 innings pitched, 193 pitches, 123 for strikes. Grace Ballas, 160 pitches in 11 innings with 108 for strikes. So keep that in your mind as we go to where Dale Geiger and Whitney Mitchell are currently in their respective pitch counts. If this was baseball, you'd be well past your 135 that you're given in a tournament. Gunnifson looking to bunt, bunts this one foul. It's 0-1. Kiera 0 for 1 with a walk here so far this evening. But going back through Whitney Mitchell, she's thrown 136 pitches through 5 innings, 84 strikes. Addie Dale Geiger, 102 with 55 being strikes so far through 4. Gunnifson swings at this one. It's 0-2. Beulah, their 2 big innings, the 2nd and the 3rd, putting up 6 runs in the 2nd, 5 runs in the 3rd. Squirrels held the lead but briefly at 2-0 after 1. The 0-2, Gunnifson hits one down the line, and this one is going to die and get by the left fielder, Newman, who made an attempt at it. Flanagan's going to make her way to 3rd. She's coming on in. Gunnifson hard charging behind her. She's going to 3rd. She's going to be waved on in. Gunnifson trying to get home. She will slide in. Safe! It's an inside-the-park 2-run homer for Gunnifson, and the Squirrels keep chipping away, are back within 2. And you can put that on your state softball bingo card. I think we just about have hit blackout today here in Jamestown. 2 runs come across on Kiera Gunnifson. Hit one right down the left field line. Got by the left fielder. First pitch swinging at Sherwhite. Dale Geiger will make the play back to the first baseman Winkler. It's 1-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down. But that hit down the line came through. Newman make a diving attempt, couldn't get there. Once it got by her, Flanagan was on her horse, and by the time she hit home plate, Gunnifson was about 10 feet, rounding 3rd already to come in for an infield inside the park 2-run homer as Aspen Preen will take a strike. It's 0-1. So 2 runs across. The Squirrels have at least scored 1 run in every inning here, with the most being 3 in the 4th. The 0-1 pitch, missing low. That's a ball now, 1-1. Preen with a single and a run scored in the 4th. A sacrifice fly, which plated Flanagan in the 2nd, and a solo home run in the 1st. Here's the 1-1. This will miss outside for a ball. Now 2-1. 2 semifinals have been a little bit different in terms of the style of play, but both have been fun contests. 2-1 pitch. Preen hits one up the first base side foul. It'll be 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes with Mitchell on deck. As the Squirrels, bare minimum again, have put a couple of runs across in the inning, back within 2, and now all of a sudden, if you get a runner on, you can say the tying run to the plate. 2-2, Preen pops this one up in the infield. It'll be short to center now as it carries out, and that's going to be into Bermuda's triangle. Preen going to slide it now to second, and Preen takes the extra 60 feet of real estate. Aspen Preen with a double. And it looked like maybe the fielders lost it in the lights as it just popped up. Wasn't sure if it was going to get into center field. About 5 feet into center behind second base. Emma Hager gave way. Christensen couldn't get there, and Aspen Preen was hard out of the box running. Mitchell takes the ball. It's 1-0, and she stands at second. And the tying run comes up to the plate with Whitney Mitchell. Mitchell with 2 runs scored, 2 singles, and a walk so far today. The 1-0 with Dale Geiger is called a strike. It's 1-1. Central Cass has kept on swinging here in this one. The 1-1. Mitchell jammed, popped up. This one in foul territory. The third baseman will make the catch with Clara Hager. And Mitchell is retired. There's 2 down with Brady Bussey. Bussey has reached base all 3 times. 2 singles with a walk and 2 runs scored here for the cleanup batter. And both have been hot shots to left. I need Dale Geiger 1 out away from minimizing the damage to just 2 runs, but a Kiara Gunnifson inside the park homer has given the Squirrels a little more juice here in the 5th inning. Addie Dale Geiger, the pitch. This one called a strike, gets 0-1. There's Bussey. Falls behind the count, no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1. That'll work out of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. Winner's got a date tomorrow scheduled for a 4:30 game with the Kindred Richland Vikings in the state championship. Loser will play the 3rd place game against Velvet Drake Anamoose. And tomorrow it's going to be a rolling schedule after the 7th place game for the first 3 of the day as Bussey hits a towering fly. She was well in front of that one. If you're in the concession stand, your Dr. Pepper might have just exploded. Or the hot dog in your hand as that one goes foul. It's 1-2. 9:30 tomorrow morning, the 7th place game with Glenburn going up against in that 7th place game, Pembina County North. Then it's a rolling schedule after that for 5th and 3rd place. The 1-2. Bussey again out in front, hits one down the left field line, foul. We continue to have it 1-2, so play at 9:30. If you say an hour and a half for a softball game, add a half hour, 11:30. Do it again, 1:30. Roughly done around 3:30. Get ready for the 4:30 championship as this one goes all the way to the backstop on the wild pitch. Aspen Preen at 3rd base. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Bussey. Haven't seen Addie Dale Geiger go all the way to the backstop on a pitch like that too often. And Bussey and Dale Geiger, this is a good battle here. A 2-2 all the way. Bussey lays off the riser. It's 3-2. State softball tournament here today on yourliveevent.com. We'll follow the Squirrels tomorrow as well. We'll have coverage of the Constellation Championship with Thompson and the championship with Kindred. 3-2. Bussey hits one to the first baseman Winkler, who makes a quick glove and work of the inning. 3 unassisted, but 2 runs come in off a Kiara Gunnifson inside the park 2-run homer. As there was 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We've played 5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard with a new score. Beulah 11, Central Cass nipping at the heels, down by 2.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
As we make our way here on YourLiveEvent.com, Aspen Preen behind the plate with Mitchell, Widener, Hager, and Peyton Horning. As Widener takes a ball, it's 1-0. Whitney Mitchell on for her 6th inning of work. The 1-0 pitch going to be hit foul. It's 1-1 in a game that's nearing the 2-hour mark. Why not? Last semifinal with 2:59. We'll see how far this one has to go in front of us. If you've been a fan of softball, you've gotten a lot of it here in Jamestown. 1 ball and 1 strike. This one missing in. It's 2-1. As Mitchell, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts so far here in the circle. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Now 2-2. After Beulah put 5 runs up on 4 hits in inning number 3. It was a 3-up, 3-down 4th, and 4 batters to the plate in the 5th. So Mitchell has retired 7 of the last 8 batters that she's seen. The 2-2 popped in the air. This one into short right field. Flanagan and Halverson. Halverson makes the basket catch. With where the lights are, that ball goes up in the darkened sky, and kind of like the trop or the metronome, you might lose it as it goes up into the clouds. And Halverson with the basket catch. And a little bit on the run makes the play, and there's 1 down to open up the top of the 6th inning. Clara Hager 0 for 3 today with a strikeout looking in the first. Line drive out to Stieg in the second. They pop out to Aspen Preen. Her last time up takes a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Mitchell starting to find her groove right now. No balls and a strike here for Whitney. Takes a look at that wristband inside the dugout for Scott Kost. Where he wants Whitney to throw, and this is going to be popped in the air to short left center field, and this one is going to be off the glove of Sherwhite. Going to second base here will be the runner, and sliding in safely is going to be Clara Hager. Going to give that one as a hit. That was a tough play for Sherwhite to try to go make a play. She left it all out in the outfield here for Sophie. As now they're going to make sure that Sherwhite's all right as the mask comes off, so she'll have to take a look at that mask as she made a dive attempt and was moving her body left, right, and everywhere else to try to make the play. So Clara Hager will stand at second base. And it goes to Peyton Horning here for the Beulah Miners coming up. Beulah looking for win number 18 of the season, while for Central Cass looking for win number 21 of the year here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Make sure that Sherwhite's all right at shortstop. It looks like the answer is yes, and also just going to, when you make a dive in today's day and age of protocol, you're just going to take a look and see if there's any particular situation in terms of a concussion. Not that she ran into anybody, or even not so much that she ran into the outfield grass, but you're just going to make sure she's all right. So Clara Hager gets on board. First base hit for the Beulah Miners since Ellie Weiner had a single in the 3rd inning. Now goes to Peyton Horning. Righty-righty matchup against Mitchell. This one missing for a ball. It's 1-0. As the Miners trying to see if they can add to their 2-run lead, as the Squirrels have scored the last 6 runs of the game. Here's the 1-0. Check swing. Did not go through. Not going to be called a strike either. It's 2-0. Hitters count for Peyton Horning. A triple, a single, a 2-run score, 2 of 3. Here so far, the Miners have 8 hits against Mitchell. This one's going to be hit up the first base side foul. It's 2-1. Start going through. Mitchell has her 147th pitch upcoming here in the circle. She had 103 pitches through the first 3 innings, so just showing you how more efficient she's been in the 4th, 5th, and I'm trying to do that here in the 6th as well. The 2-1. That'll miss for a ball. It's 3-1. Scott Koss was looking for a strike. They said that it's up. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike here with Clara Hager at second base. That Squirrel dugout was looking for a strike call. Mitchell with a 3-1. Swing and a miss. It's now 3-2. Carly Monk due up next for the Beulah Miners. There'll be an East-West showdown tomorrow, or an all-Region 1, and for the Class B softball world, another chance at maybe the Squirrels and the Vikings yet again in a championship. 3-2, popped into right. Halverson will come in. Halverson will make the play. The runner and Clara Hager is going to take. She will take the extra 60 feet. A fly out for Peyton Horning, and there's 2 down. Central Cass and Kindred Richland, if they do play in a state championship, you start going back through. In 2014, they played each other. Same in 2017, 2019, 2022, and 2024 as well. So if they do play 6 times, and those 2 teams will match up in a championship. Is this one missing? To Carly Monk, 1-0. But the Miners saying, hold the phone on that. Let's see if they can maybe make it to a state championship game for the first time since 2023. Here's the 1-0. This will be called a strike. It's 1-1. Central Cass, 5, 6, and 7 batters with Zimmerman due up in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Carly Monk. Reach base on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd with 2 strikeouts. 1-1, swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. You'll hear more cowbell up the first base line if Mitchell can get a strikeout with those Central Cass fans. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As it's been darkened here at Trapper Field. The 1-2. Strike 3 looking, and Mitchell gets the punch out. Her 7th strikeout to retire the side. There was no runs on a double from Clara Hager. No errors and a runner left on base. We played 5.5 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Beulah 11, Central Cass 9 on your liveevent.com.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Opening up the bottom of the 6th inning, Zimmerman, first pitch swinging, and Raya gets aboard with a single to left, and the tying run comes up with Kaylee Halverson. Zimmerman reaches base for her 4th time today, and there'll be a courtesy runner here with Kylie Thompson. So Thompson will courtesy run here in the 6th inning. 1 pitch, 1 batter on. Tied run here for the Squirrels in inning number 6 here with Halverson. Beulah, 3 consecutive innings that they haven't put a run up in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. And again, the Squirrels have scored the last 6 runs. They've scored at least 1 run in every inning. Central Cass trying to at least tie going into the 7th, or if you get a little greedy, can you get 3 runs and put the Miners to their backs to the wall in the top half? There's a big swing here by Halverson. It's 0-1. Halverson with a single today, back in the 3rd with a ground out and a pop out in the 4th and 1st, respectively. Here's the 0-1. That'll run inside for a ball. It's 1-1. Well, he said at the onslaught. There's been 3 games that have been 10-run ruled, and then 4 that have been decided by 2 runs or less. And this game has felt like it could have gone in both directions. At one point, the Miners were up 11-4. Make that 11-3 in this contest after 2.5 innings. Here's 2-1. Hit in the air. That'll go into right center field. The right fielder hoarding on her horse, and she will make a running catch. As sliding back will be Thompson. Good play by Horning to cut that one off in the gap. And there's one down. Maddie Stieg will dig in. Batter number 7 in the lineup. Stieg is 0 for 3 with a fielder's choice as she reached back in the 3rd inning. Struck out looking her last time up in the 4th and put the ball in play to Winkler at first base in inning number 1. Runners in a stay put at first base. Stieg takes a ball. It's 1-0. One ball and no strikes as Dale Geiger with the pitch. 1-0. That'll miss now. 2-0. Try to do some good softball games here today in Jamestown. Thompson, Pembina County North, a 1-run game. The Vikings and the Aggies played to a 11-inning affair, won by 2 by the Vikings. This one's called a strike. Now 2-1, and here we have a 2-run game, 11-9. As we go through, 20 runs scored so far. Combined is the most in this state tournament here in 2026. 2 balls and a strike. This will be hit in the air. That'll go to the second baseman. A little pop-up off of her glove. But because of where it was like a routine pop-up, it goes off of O's glove, and then she still makes a play to Emma Hager. So Stieg will reach base on a fielder's choice, and you can't fault the runner there with Thompson because it looked like a routine pop-up. It went off her glove, but we've seen that when the softball goes up in the air with the lights, and it's like the twilight, and for a lot of these players, they're maybe having a little bit more of a difficult time to find this softball, and that's been for both teams. Our teen fly ball is nothing but, kind of reminds you of the old Metrodome, maybe the Trop now. Modern day baseball. 2 down as Flanagan will hit one foul. He's slashing batter with Gunnifson due up next. Kaylin Flanagan reached base on the second. Earned a run after an error in the second inning. Reach base, flew out to the left fielder Newman, made a basket catch in left in the 3rd, and was hit by a pitch and came in to score in the 5th. Flanagan hits one on the ground. This one goes to the shortstop. Glove there. Emma Hager across the diamond, not in time. You're not going to get the slashing, running Flanagan. Stieg will reach base to second. Flanagan over at first, and now Kiara Gunnifson. Gunnifson last time up and an inside the park 2-run homer to left field. Tying run stands at first. The go-ahead run with Gunnifson, the number 9 batter at the plate. Gunnifson first pitch swinging, hits one in the air. This one will go down the side, and the second baseman can't make the play. It's a fair ball or a foul. 1 run will score. They're going to say it's a fair ball. Now the second run's coming in after they throw behind her, and all of a sudden Gunnifson able to get 2 runs in off a swing down the right field line. That didn't go more than about 95 feet. Kara Gunnifson hit one. Winkler stayed put at first base. O's lost the softball. It was a matter of was it fair or foul. It was fair. Coming in to score with 2 outs will be Stieg, and Flanagan on her horse comes in to score, and we're tied at 11 apiece. Gunnifson stands in scoring position as Sherwhite takes a strike. It's 0-1. Oh, something about the number 9 hole here for Kara Gunnifson. She has provided wonders. First pitch swinging and able to bring in a couple more runs. The 0-1. Pop-up down the left field line. This could be interesting. Hager backpedaling makes the catch as she goes into the outfield grass. But for the first time tonight, these 2 teams are knotted at 11. 2 runs come across on a couple of hits. There's no errors and a runner left on base. Brand new game as we head to the 7th. Tied at 11 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Welcome to the 130th Annual Norman County Fair, June 24th through 27th, Ada, Minnesota. FFA Day. New this year, Jindo Bingo, the Big Air ATV show in the R&J Broadcasting Grandstand. Plus free music, basketball challenge, Check 6 Veterans Day, Youth Day, Senior Day, racing, the Mooncats, lumberjack shows, and so much more. For the full schedule, visit NormanCountyFair.com. Norman County Fair, Ada, Minnesota, June 24th through 27th. It's where summer begins. The fun never ends.
Top of the 7th. Well, the question is, will we have extras? We already had one extra inning game. Will we have another? The Central Cass Squirrels put a couple runs up on that base hit by Gunnifson, Stieg, and Flanagan coming to score. Sherwhite put the little fly out on one pitch to the third baseman. The Squirrels have tied this one up at 11 apiece. For the Miners, 8, 9, and 1 batters. Awfully large if one of them gets on, because Christensen would be up, and if two, then it's the ever-dangerous Dale Geiger. That's where Beulah wants to get to. Squirrels want to see none of that. Mitchell in the circle. First pitch swinging, this one to the third baseman, backhanded by Stieg, and Winkler is retired on a little soft line drive, and there's one down here in the top of the 7th inning. Hadley Ost to the plate. And in the number 9 hole, she has been really good for Coach Christensen here in this minor club. She's walked twice with a fielder's choice, came in and scored 2 runs so far in the number 9 hole. As Mitchell in the circle with the pitch. That'll work outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Game that's gone in 2 hours and 12 minutes here tonight at Trapper Field. 1 ball and no strikes to Hadley Ost. This one fouled off the netting. It'll be 1-1. State softball tournament, 4 games scheduled for tomorrow here in Jamestown. We'll have coverage of the Consolation Championship with Thompson, the title with the Vikings. Just a matter of will he have third place or not, depending on how Central Cass finishes this game off. 1-1 off the zone now, 2-1. If you're Beulah right now, you've done about everything to get to the 7th, at least having a chance to put a run up on the board and see if you can take the lead to 2-1. That'll run in at 3-1. It's almost like if you're talking football, the prevent defense. You're not giving up the big play, but you're giving up the Doug Flutie 7-8-yard quick slant against the Vikings defense, the old Metrodome days. The Squirrels are just slowly but surely matriculating this one. There's a foul tip off the glove. Now 3-2 to Hadley Ost. For the Beulah Miners, even though you play the prevent defense, you still have a chance here top of the 7th. But you need a run against Mitchell to feel a little bit better about yourself in the bottom half. 3-2. Ost hits one right back up the middle underneath the glove of Flanagan. And Hadley Ost, the number 9 hole again, continues to provide the goods. Her first base hit, 4 times she's been on base. And the Miners have the go-ahead run at first. Now to Emma Hager. Back to top of the lineup, 5th time through here for Beulah. Hager has scored twice, reached base twice as well. Is 1 of 3 at the plate with a single, a walk. Mitchell with the pitch. Foul tipped. It's 0-1. Still to come when we get to, not a matter of if, but when we get to our post-game show. Agassi Precision Ag play the contest. Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. And our Enbridge player of the game. That and more still to come. The 0-1. Chopped right off the home plate. Mitchell goes to second. 1 hops and sliding in safely will be the lead runner. Tough play for Mitchell who took a high hop off a home plate. Hadley Ost will go to second. Emma Hager goes to first on the fielder's choice. Mitchell goes to first base. Might have got the out, even though Emma Hager still is a quick runner. But she's trying to get the lead runner. But what this does, as we said, from a minor perspective, you wanted to see Christensen and Dale Geiger coming up. And well, now you're at least going to get one of them with Christensen, as that was just right off a home plate. As there's 1 down here in the 7th inning with 2 runners aboard. Ost, the go-ahead run, stands at second. And Emma Hager stands at first. Cassie Christensen worked the count full in all 4 at-bats. 2 walks, in the second and the third with 2 runs scored, reached base on an error in the first, and struck out swinging in the 5th. Hits one down the first base side foul. It's 0-1 for you NHL fans. It'll be the Carolina Hurricanes and the Las Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup champion in the Stanley Cup Finals as the Hurricanes defeat the Canadiens 3-2 and reach the Cup for the 3rd time in franchise history. The 0-1. Good spot at the knee, just off the zone. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mitchell has the 1-1 count up coming here to Cassie Christensen. 1-1 pitch. That's a strike. It's 1-2. And I was just about to say there's been nothing quick about the at-bats here for Christensen. She's been patient. And she has been down to a 2-strike count. She's fouled off about 3-4 in a row to work the count full here against Mitchell. The 1-2. Strike 3 on the outer part of the plate. Christensen is retired, and Mitchell gets her 8th strikeout. And what do you do with Addie Dale-Geiger? They went after her last time, and she popped out to Sherwood in foul territory up the 3rd base line. Dale-Geiger with 2 doubles, a grand slam home run, 2 runs scored, and 6 runs driven in. We do have 3rd base open, but then Ellie Weiner, who's 1 of 4 with 2 runs driven in, would be the on-deck batter to the plate. Mitchell going at Dale-Geiger. Good versus good. Jammed her. Dale-Geiger pops it up. The shortstop calls everybody off and makes the play. Sherwood makes the play on Dale-Geiger. They went right at her, and Mitchell jammed her to retire the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left as the Miners here in this one have left 7 batters on base through 7 innings. It's 11 apiece as we head to the bottom of the 7th on YourLiveEvent.com.
For the last 25 years, Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties has been serving the real estate needs of the Fargo-Moorhead area and surrounding communities. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Carlita is ready to help you evaluate the market and make the right choice for you. Take the first step into settling into your next home by calling Carlita Dietz at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties at 701-367-5918. Experienced, confident, qualified. Carlita Dietz.
A Let's Go Squirrels chant is breaking out here in Jamestown. 2, 3, and 4 batters, and from a Central Cass point of view, the part of the lineup that you want up here against Addie Dale-Geiger. Preen, Mitchell, and Bussey. Aspen Preen has reached base 3 times. There's 2 runs scored with 2 runs driven in, 2 extra base hits. 11 all here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Addie Dale-Geiger trying to find a way to get 3 outs before the Squirrels get a run to force extras. The pitch. That'll miss low. On the plate, it's 1-0. The Squirrels can keep the theme going. They've scored in every inning. If they can do that here, they'll put at least 1 run up in every inning. They have yet to put anything more than 3 up. Looks like a nice golf score with a 2, a 1, a 3, another 1, another couple of 2s. This one going to be called a strike on the outer part of the plate. It's 1-1. Aspen Preen batting from the left-hand side. The senior athlete of the year in Region 1. 1-1. Now 2-1. Some fun softball games here tonight in Jamestown. The 2-1 pitch. Preen takes outside, now 3-1. As Preen will dig in here, and for Dale-Geiger, what are you going to do? 3 balls, 1 strike, got to go at her. 3-1, Preen takes outside. It's a 5-pitch walk, and Aspen climbs aboard. 5th walk for Dale-Geiger. You add a hit by pitch. It's been 6 free passes with 2 strikeouts as it goes to Whitney Mitchell. Mitchell with a triple in the 4th, walked in the 1st, a flyout and a pop-out in the 2nd and the 5th. First pitch, she will take a ball, and right now it's Central Cass that is forcing Addie Dale-Geiger to throw a strike and being very patient at the plate. Here's the 1-0. Mitchell fouls it back off the netting. It's 1-1. Whitney Mitchell, followed by Brady Bussey, but right now the one run that stands for some potential history is Aspen Preen over at first. This one will miss low. It's 2-1. Central Cass was down 11-3 heading to the bottom of the third inning, albeit they led 2-0 after the first, and quickly it turned where the Miners put up 6 runs in the second and 5 in the third. This one will one hop, gets by the catcher Widener, and Preen scampers to second. It's 3-1 to Mitchell. Coach Christensen will come on here, 3 balls and a strike. We'll see if you give the intentional free pass, and you will with the base open. So Mitchell will take first. Just trying to put the fielder's choice, and Bussey is hit the ball hard 2 times and then hit a 2-hopper to the first baseman. What this does, it puts a force out at first, second, or third. But right now the run that counts the most is Aspen Preen. And the Miners put up 6 runs in the second thanks to an Addie Dale Geiger grand slam, 5 runs in the third, and they were all of a sudden up 11-3 going to the bottom of the third. Bussey takes a strike. It's 0-1. Since then, the Squirrels put 1 up in the third, 3 runs in the fourth, 2 runs in the fifth, and 2 runs in the sixth. They've scored the last 8 runs in this game to tie it up. This one will hit Bussey as that runs in, and Brady going to make sure she's okay as Bussey, as that one hit the inner parts, and they're going to take a look at Brady as that one hit off the end of the elbow here. So Aspen Preen will go to third, Mitchell to second as they attend to Bussey. It'll be bases full when we come back on yourliveevent.com.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
The City of Hillsborough encourages customers to use electricity wisely through its Bright Energy Solutions rebate program. These rebates help customers save energy and money, improve their comfort, and protect the environment. You can get rebates on Energy Star appliances and lighting, as well as high-efficiency heat pumps and air conditioners. They even have rebates for home electric vehicle chargers. Business customers can receive rebates too. Call the City of Hillsborough for more information or visit brightenergysolutions.com.
As Brady Bussey is going to take first base after they attend to her. So Bussey, again, will make her way as we'll have a new batter coming up here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Pinch hitting will be McKenna Holen. Holen to the plate here for here for Zimmerman, and there's nowhere to put her. Preen at third, Mitchell at second, Bussey at first. But again, the run that counts is Preen, and the Squirrels have done this on a walk, an intentional pitch, and a hit-by pitch. And the reason why Whitney got the intentional pitch is because there was a wild pitch that allowed Preen to get to second. Nowhere to put her. This again coming up will be Holen here for. Holen will be up for the Central Cass Squirrels. Bases full, nowhere to put her. Halverson on the on-deck circle, and for Dale Geiger looking to find a way to get to Stieg. If she can get to Stieg, that means there will be 2 down. That will be mano-a-mano, if you will, between Stieg and Dale Geiger. But to get there, needs to get Holen and Halverson out first. Tied at 11 apiece, bottom of the 7th inning. This is the state semifinals on yourliveevent.com as they announced Holen. Christensen talking over with their home plate umpire right now, just making sure they got everything situated in terms of substitutions and how this game is going. As now the batter has been announced, and she'll step in. Righty-righty matchup, infield in. They got to cut the run out at home. Dale Geiger winds and fires. First pitch swinging up the third baseline, and Holen wasted little time on her first swing of the night. She has waited around 2.5 hours to try to get in this contest at the plate, and she wastes a little time at 0-1. Sometimes you go through and you try to jump on that first pitch. Dale Geiger with the 0-1. Foul tipped. This one will go off the home plate umpire. It's now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes as Widener will make her way towards the circle. Just making sure home plate umpire is okay after the foul ball there. That's Holland. Back-to-back pitches, and she's fouled both of them off. Central Cass looking for that game-winning run, trying to be a walk-off variety. Saw Thompson earlier today walk off the Pembina County North Grizzlies 7-6. And the Vikings winners in extra innings, 5-3 over Velva Drake Gadamoose. A 10-run game for Delac, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark against Glenburn as the Lakers picked up the win. No balls, 2 strikes. Widener asking our home plate umpire if he's good. Gives a nod yes. It's now 0-2. So 2 foul balls. The pitch, 0-2, hit on the ground, and the Squirrels are heading to the state championship. Holland, you can walk it off. Aspen Preen scores her 3rd run of the game, and yet again, it'll be Squirrels Vikings in the championship. And a contest that goes 2 hours and 26 minutes here tonight in Jamestown. Central Cass walks it off, erases a 8-run deficit, scores the last 9 runs of the game, and in doing so, will head to the championship tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 against the Kindred Richland Vikings. Oh, what a softball game this was. Central Cass wins it as the Squirrels, down 11-3, bottom of the 3rd inning, come storming back and win this softball game in thrilling fashion. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to our player of the game. That and more to come here on your liveevent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As we come back here on yourliveevent.com, it's now time to get to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. Coming in is Holland with the pinch hit, game-winning hit for McKenna Holland. That is our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection of the game. Go to halsteadtel.com. Our Enbridge Energy players of the game is a little bit of everything as we are now in the dark. I think the lights have a timer at 10 o'clock as we just hit 10, so they come off. So the Squirrels are going to be enjoying this one in the dark. As coming in, our player of the game here across the way, going to give it to Aspen Preen as she's one of them. Played really well with Aspen Preen. Goes 3 for 3 with 3 runs, scored 2 RBIs and a walk. Here brought to you in part by Enbridge and our Agassi Precision Egg play the contest. Parkhouse in left field with the sliding grab and the infield home run by Kiara Gunnifson in the 5th inning. That is our play of the game, brought to you in part by Agassi. We'll take a break, and we come back. We'll try to hear from a couple of particulars when we return here on your liveevent.com.
If you can dream it up, we can make it a reality. Hello, this is Jonathan Olson with Greenworks Landscaping and Fencing. We can offer you a complete package when it comes to an external look to your property. Paver patios, outdoor kitchens, retaining walls, or fencing. We offer you all that and more. Our fences are built to last, so you have low maintenance beauty that not only improves the look, but also the value of your home. To show us your ideas or let us help you design your perfect outdoor sanctuary, check us out on the web at gworkslf.com.
Keep your car moving along with the team at Elite Automotive Center in Fargo. What sets Elite Automotive Center apart from the herd is their truly extensive list of services. From brake and tire service to tune-ups and battery replacement, there's no job too big or small for their ASE certified technicians. Schedule your next oil change by going to EliteAutomotiveCenter.com or scan the QR code on your screen now. Never settle for standard service. Stop by Elite Automotive Center today in Fargo.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
As we come back here, as the Central Cass Squirrels are going to erase a 8-run deficit, down 11-3, bottom of the third inning, and they found a way in a game that went 2 hours and 27 minutes here today in Jamestown. The Central Cass Squirrels pick up the win, 12-11. Aspen Perrine joined us here. Aspen, I'll just ask, have you ever been part of a softball game like this, down by 8 in the third inning, and come back and score the last remaining 9 runs to win it here in Jamestown?
No, I haven't, but that I knew our team, we weren't done, and I know that's how gritty our team is. That was our word last year. We're so gritty, and I'm so proud of every single person on this team, from the alternates, from the bench players, from the starters. We're just awesome.
Let's talk about the left fielder that kind of got the shot in the arm with Parkhouse there in the fourth inning that kind of robbed an extra base hit. When that came up, a 1-2-3 for Whitney, you keep adding runs. What did that play kind of do to turn the tide, so to speak, in your favor?
Yeah, we just kind of took the momentum right there, and that's something we talked about before this game. You know, we need to keep the momentum, and we can't lose it, but if we do, we got to get it back, and that's just what we did right there. This team. The
seventh inning, a little bit different. 5-pitch walk, wild pitch, takes the bat out of Whitney's hands, intentional walk. Brady's probably going to still wear one for a little while as it hit the ribs, hit by pitch, and then all of a sudden pinch hitting is McKenna Holden. What's going through your mind with bases full and McKenna's coming up to the plate?
McKenna's going to frickin' rip it. That's what she's known for. She is one of the best 8th graders we have. She can just come up to the box, and she's got such a simple swing. She just gets up and hits it. I'm so unbelievably proud of her. If I was an 8th grader, I think I would be pooping my pants. But that's who she is, and she's going to be a star for this team in these upcoming years.
Kiera Gunnarsson got a 2-run infield home run, hit one down the left field line. Also a nice shot in the arm. Just kind of take us through the bottom of the lineup, providing some hits here tonight as well.
Yeah, the bottom of the lineup sometimes just gets the grunt of it, but they're more important than the top, honestly. They come in with the expectation of, just getting on, but no. Our bottom of the lineup is dangerous, and I'm so proud of everyone. And Kira, to get that hit, we've seen her get big hits before, and it was just awesome to see. It was such a good turning point, and I think we really needed it.
Final thing, how sweet does this sound? Central Cass, Kindred Richland, championship. Let's see here. About 18 hours from now, coming up, how sweet does that sound to be in the championship your senior year?
Well, it doesn't shock me. I kind of figured that's how it was going to go. They're a scrappy team. I'm excited to see them again. Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun day, and I'm so excited. Can't wait to go to bed and then wake up.
Aspen, we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Yes,
congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from Kiera and McKenna around the corner.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us, and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Homegrown Local Radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
As the lights have came off here again at Trapper Field, but the Squirrels still, They bring the lights back on. Kiara Gunnarsson will now be joining us here as it's a 12-11. Just got to speak it into existence, so to speak. And speaking into existence, Kiara Gunnarsson, what comes to mind in a game like this? You're up by 2 after 1 inning. Dale Geiger hits a grand slam in the second. All of a sudden, you're down by 3. You're down by 8 at one point. What just kind of comes to mind on this team's resilience to come back and win this softball game?
I mean, Aspen said it, grit. This team is full of scrappy players like Rachel Parkhouse getting that dive and catch, and Whitney really working that play over there. And I mean, we had no doubt in any of our players, and we all showed it tonight. So that's it.
Able to get that 2-run inside the park homer. Just take us through that play. When it hits in the air to left, what's kind of going through your mind once you see the left fielder dive and can't make the play?
Keep running. That's all you got to tell yourself. You just keep running and don't stop. Watch Scott and his arm kind of flailing all over the place. That's kind of all I'm thinking.
Able to see that last run come in with McKenna Holland, as Aspen said, an 8th grader in that situation. Bases loaded, no outs. Came first pitch swinging, hit a foul ball. Just kind of take us through that particular moment where you were in the dugout. What's kind of going through your mind knowing you're heading to the championship?
I mean, we had no doubt in Kenna. That's what she comes in and does. She does everything possible. She hits base hits, she hits home runs, all of that. I mean, we had no doubt. She did it, and she did it for us.
This particular team, Brady Bussey hit the ball really well here today. Whitney Mitchell obviously had to battle through about almost 200 pitches, but just what you got to see from her after throwing 103 pitches in 3 innings, really started to settle down and threw 4 consecutive 0 runs in the top half to allow you guys to come back in this one.
Yeah, we're just excited for her to come back, get some rest, ice that arm up, and be ready for tomorrow.
Well, biggest thing about tomorrow will be what? Obviously, red versus blue, Squirrels versus Vikings. Add another chapter, Kiera. So what are you expecting tomorrow?
A gritty battle, that's for sure. I mean, wouldn't put past Kindred and Castleton playing again in championship, but we believe in this team, and we're going out with a bang, that's for sure.
Hey, Kiera, congratulations. Best of luck tomorrow in the championship.
Thank you.
Kiera Gunnarsson joined us here. She will hand the headsets off to McKenna Holland. We'll take a quick break and continue with more after this on your livevent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
As we come back here, who delivered the game-winning hit off the bench? McKenna Holman with bases loaded, able to bring in Aspen Preen and the game-winning run. Again, in the bottom of the 7th inning. Joining us now is McKenna Holman. McKenna, you had to wait about 2.5 hours. They wrote down 2:27, so not quite 2.5. But you came in first pitch swinging. After Brady got hit by a pitch, you're on the on-deck circle. Just take us through what that 2.5-minute break kind of was as you get ready for your at-bat against Addie Dale Geiger.
Yeah, it was a lot, but I knew that, my team had confidence in me, my family had confidence, and that's all I needed. I didn't.
As we got a couple of assistant coaches coming on down, just making it fun, but let's go through here one more time. Just go through that at-bat in terms of what are you trying to see first pitch swinging coming through to try to put the ball in play and hit a couple of foul balls.
I knew Addie was a good pitcher, so I knew I had to be ready no matter what. She was going to come at me right away, being a pinch hitter. And so I just went up and I was ready, and I knew my team believed in me, so I believed in myself.
When you had Aspen earn a walk, at what time are you thinking you might come up in that 7th inning in a pinch hitter role? Because you're never sure when your number is going to get called here, McKenna.
My coaches normally warn me that I might be pinch hitting for someone, but I always got to be ready because it has happened quite a bit in this tournament, and I was told to be ready. So I'm always just kind of ready to go hit. What
does Aspen Preen mean to this team? She had a solo home run at the time, gave you a 1-0 lead. Sacrifice fly today, reach base pretty much every time except a sacrifice fly. 3 runs scored, 2 runs driven in. Senior Athlete of the Year in Region 1. What does Aspen Preen mean to the club?
Aspen's just a great person in general. She means so much to this team. She's a catcher, and I'm a catcher too, and she's just so supportive no matter what. And she's always there for us, and it's going to be hard to see her go.
Kiera Gunnarsson, the inside the park home run, that play and also the Parkhouse play seem to be like the turning point a little bit. Just kind of take us through what's the dugout line when you see a play being made by Parkhouse in the outfield, but all of a sudden then here comes Kiera with a 2-run inside the park homer.
We were told in our dugout that we mattered a lot when it came to this team. We needed to be loud. We needed to cheer them on no matter what was happening, and it clearly worked. We are where we are now. But when those things happened, it really just like pumped us up a lot, and we knew right there that we had this in the bag.
Hey, how much fun are you going to have on the bus ride home and get ready for a quick turnaround tomorrow?
Probably a lot of singing, but we'll have a lot of fun.
Hey, McKenna, we'll let you go enjoy this one. Congratulations. Best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
McKenna Holland joined us here. We'll take a break and put a bow on our coverage when we return.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong, strong communities.
As we take a look at the final box score here, 11 runs, 9 hits, 5 errors for Beulah with 7 runners left on base. For the Central Cass Squirrels, 12 runs, 13 hits, 3 errors, and the Squirrels would leave 11 runners on base, but they would score a run at least in every inning here today for Central Cass, as Scott Koss will put on the headsets here, and we'll allow him to speak about this game to put in the record books as well in Central Cass softball history. But going back through, Whitney Mitchell, 7 innings of work through 167 pitches, 105 for strikes, but the stat is she threw 103 in the first 3 innings to show you how efficient she was to have 4 goose eggs in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th innings, respectively. Addie Delgeiger, 6 innings of work, 148 pitches with 83 being strikes. As Scott Koss pops on the headsets there, let's talk about Whitney a little bit, Scott. And she deserves a lot of praise, and rightfully so. But let's be honest, Beulah got to her a little bit. The strike zone was very small here this evening. Delgeiger hits a grand slam homer. You look up, you're down by 8, not looking good. But Whitney then, when you needed her to throw some zeros on the board, did that to allow your team to nip and tuck, so to speak, score a run here, score 2 runs there, and come back and have a chance in the 7th.
Yeah, you know, what a competitor. We were having a hard time figuring out the strike zone there at the beginning of the game, and it was getting frustrating, and they hit a couple of balls really hard. But what a competitor to come back and they came off the field in the 3rd inning there, and they said, we're not done yet. We're not done. We're still competing. We still got this. We're still in this game. And we just kept chipping away.
Kept chipping away. Where does this rank? I mean, you've been a part of a lot of softball games as the infield dust and the rake in the field is coming at us. But where does this rank? I mean, in a state tournament, down by 8, to score the last 9 runs and walk it off with an 8th grader here, Scott.
Yep, that's never happened here. That's never happened. It ranks very high on the list. It just that has never happened. I am proud of it. That took a whole team, and everybody had to contribute there. And then the fact that Kenna was able to come in there at the end, and I had a lot of confidence. She's going to put the bat on the ball, and we're going to score a run.
There was something I said in any game, in any sport, you're always looking for something that can turn the tide your way, and it was defensively by Parkhouse there in the 4th inning. Robs an extra base hit, a line drive kind of a play, and all of a sudden here comes Kiera Gunnifson and inside the park to her and homer, and it just kind of felt like you could feel the momentum in that dugout, Scott. Just kind of take us through the play as a head coach when you're seeing your athletes make plays like that.
So the play that Rachel made, the catch that she made out there, that was awesome. So that was a huge play. And then you're right. Everybody started getting lit up a little bit, and Whitney started throwing, getting outs. I mean, she started getting outs, and the bats were missing some of the pitches that she had. The dugout was lively. And there was a lot of energy in the dugout. And so, yeah, it just, sometimes it just takes a little spark, and that's what happened.
2 more questions for you, Scott, before we let you go, because, I don't know, you're back here in about 17, 16 hours, so to speak, just after 10 o'clock as you're getting ready for another a championship game. Just going through this one, take us through that 7th inning. A walk by Aspen Preen on 5 pitches. Mitchell at the plate. A ball gets by Widener. Then they intentionally walk Whitney. Brady just took one that looked like at the ribs almost from our standpoint and off the elbow. Hit by pitch, stays into the game. What gave you the confidence to have a McKenna Holland, coming up in a spot like that here, Scott, in the 7th inning?
Well, I've been watching her hit all year, so that was one of the things that happened. But, we played Fargo Davies a 3 weeks ago, and she faced Sophie Rourke from Davies, and she did the exact same thing there. And so I just, I as soon as I knew that I had to put somebody else in there because I had subbed Raya out twice, it's like it's going to be Kenna, and she'll put the bat on the ball.
Scott, last thing, and I kind of asked the players this, and I just said another chapter in the books of Castleton, Central Cass, Kindred Richland here with the softball, Viking Squirrels, red versus blue. You know what you're going to get when those two teams meet on the softball diamond here, Scott. But just what have you seen from your team in these two games to get to that championship here, playing through adversity both last night and here today to get to that championship here in 2026?
Yeah, I think one of the things I see right now is hunger. I see a hunger to go do whatever we can to win another championship. Kindred's going to be tough. I'm very impressed with how they've played the last two games. I mean, they have battled and they keep coming out on top. So I'm sure it's going to be a very good contest tomorrow. But I like where our kids are at right now. You know, we got to go get some rest right now, and we gotta come back here again at some point tomorrow. But yeah, so far I feel really good about where we're at.
Scott, we'll let you celebrate. Thanks for the time. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon.
Super, Chase. I appreciate your coverage.
That again, Scott Koss, head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels. We'll take a break and put our bow on our coverage when we come back.
Life moves fast, but your mind doesn't always have to. Practicing mindfulness, even for a minute, can help you stay calm and focused. Try noticing your breathing, paying attention to your surroundings, or taking a moment to reset before a test or a practice. Set goals that matter to you, celebrate small wins, and don't forget to take a break from screens. Your brain needs downtime just as much as your body does. Mental health isn't one big choice. It's a bunch of small ones you can make every day, and you're capable of all of them. Go Tommies!
So here's the matchups for tomorrow's 7th-place game. Pembina County North will go up against Glenburn at 9:30. Then a rolling schedule. We'll have coverage of the Consolation Championship with Thompson roughly at around 11:15, 11:30 tomorrow against Lax, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark. That should be a good one. 3rd-place game, a West Showdown. Beulah against Velvet Drake and a Moose. After that, then the championship schedule for 4:30 with Central Cass and Kindred Richland, as these two teams have won 11 of the 13 state titles, and they're going to win now 12 of 14. Some way, somehow. Either the Squirrels are going to win their 8th state championship or the Vikings are going to win their 5th. Until tomorrow at 4:30 for the championship and roughly at about 11:30 for the Consolation Championship, I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning in to our broadcast. We'll see you tomorrow here on YourLiveVent.com.